Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Hello and welcome into Lawrence High School as we get ready for a meeting with the Chesty Lions at 4-1 hosting the Gardner-Edgerton Trailblazers. A Sunflower League matchup and one that features a 5-0 team in Gardner, the number one team in the state for 6A coming into this one. Lions celebrating Senior Day, looking to come through with an upset over the number one team in the land. I'm Derek Johnson along with Matt Llewellyn, Joel Becker producing things here. And thank you to David Ward back at the studio as well. We're live on KLWN, whether you're listening on the FM at 1017, the AM at 1320, or joining our video feed, which you can find at KLWN.com. Just click the tab that says Sports. You'll see a little drop-down menu that pulls up high school sports, and you can watch the action as well as listening along to us. So, Matt, big one for the Lions this week. They bounced back last week with a victory after their first loss of the year, but this is a whole nother level playing against the Trailblazers of Gardner this week.
On paper, this team looks really, really daunting, and when you see them up front, they look really, really daunting on multiple levels, size, speed, numbers. Just looking at the numbers of kids that they brought out with them compared to what we've got here on our home side, it almost looks like they double us in the amount of kids that they brought out tonight. And we're a little banged up. We're missing a couple guys. Will Hendricks and Connor Nowak are huge losses for tonight's game. You know, we knew Tyson Grammer was out for the season, and he was a huge loss. I mean, three very, very impactful players that we are going to be missing tonight. The Lions have their work cut out for them. But on the positive side, I tell you, Banks Bowen last week, to me, in the game from up here, he made some moves, made some big-time moves in his leadership ability as being the leader, the quarterback of this team. And I'm very encouraged with that. And then I was able to go out to practice this week, and I watched him on the field. And in practice, he was very, very impressive how he was leading his offense, coaching them as they were going along. I mean, and that he just a junior, very, very impressive what I saw from Banks Bowen. And the coaches can't lead the team. The team has got to be able to lead the team. Will Hendricks is probably one of the best leaders. Will Hendricks is the best leader on the team. They voted a bunch of linemen as captains for this Lawrence High School team. They're the leaders of this team. But I don't know that they've had one until last week from a usual quarterback standpoint. Banks Bowen's taken over, and I'm really encouraged by that.
And certainly this is a whole nother challenge taken on Gardner, but it's kind of a measuring stick game because if you perform well here, whether it's winning, playing competitively, all of a sudden you start to have some of those deep dreams yourself. And Gardner, as much as they are in the Sunflower League like Lawrence, they are on the opposite side of the bracket. They're coming out of the East, whereas with Lawrence and everything, they're coming out of the West side. Matt mentioned some of the injuries. We'll get you the starting lineups. Our broadcast today is brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery. Open daily. You can try all the awesome food from the Bill Self Mac and Cheese, Haney Turkey Stack. Try the Hank Booth Burger. We're here at the Hank Booth at Lawrence High School, and you can come in to watch all the football action. Whether it's tomorrow, you can check out the 23rd Street Brewery for the KU game, which will be at 3 o'clock against UCF. You can come in for the Sunday football games with the NFL, and the Chiefs playing at about 3 o'clock on Sunday, too. Go into the 23rd Street Brewery. Our pregame show is also brought to you by Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry is kind, caring, and understanding when you need it most. Come to the compassionate, caring dental team in Lawrence. This is, in my opinion, football weather. It's fall. It's
perfect.
57 degrees, sunny, very slight breeze out there. It's going to get into the low 50s through the day. This is football right here.
This is football. I've been charged up for this game all day long, and the weather is just a little crispness. It's just awesome. It's amazing. It's great to be out here in the Hank booth. We've got the windows open, so we're feeling it with the crowd too. Full band out there. I mean, this is what Friday nights are all about.
It is, and certainly a hot start will be important in this one. We've seen some games where Lawrence High has dropped behind 7 points, 14 points, been able to come back and win.
About every game.
Yes, a little more difficult against Gardner to try to come from behind with the way they run the ball, run the flex bone. And this is tough, too. Gardner has outscored their opponents 79-0 in the first quarter. Lawrence High, even despite some of those slow starts, is still outscoring their opponents 50-27 in the first quarter. But I think that's going to be as key as anything, not falling behind this Gardner team tonight, which is easier said than done.
And you know what? Got to get started off right. There's no question about it. And I have no idea what Clint Bowen's game plan is. I can never tell. But he is absolutely not afraid to throw that ball. And I'll tell you, they worked on a lot of really cool stuff that I saw in practice, and looking forward to seeing a bunch of cool things, and hopefully it works this week. And Lawrence is able to come out victorious tonight, but it is going to be an uphill battle. I mean, look at the numbers of those kids that are out here tonight for Gardner-Edgerton, and it's might be the largest in numbers team that we've seen all year.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and they've got some large players as well. Chris Marcos, their nose guard, 6'9", 350, and some other big guys are along the line for both teams, including Gardner in this one. So we're excited to bring you coverage here. We'll get you the starting lineups as we get closer to the game. Lawrence getting ready to run out of the tunnel. We're going to take our first break in the action as our pregame show continues on. We're about a handful of minutes away from kickoff between Lawrence High and Gardner, the top team in 6A. With Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson. You're listening to Lawrence High Football on KLWN. Depend on it.
Truity Credit Union is a proud supporter of the Lawrence High Lions and all Lawrence Public Schools. We've donated over $61,000 to support our schools and teachers. Get your Chesty Lions Spirit debit card today. Each purchase you make with the card raises money for our schools. You swipe, we give. Visit a branch today or online at truitycu.org/spirit card to learn more. Stand up and cheer for your Lawrence Lions with Truity. Truity Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Sigler Pharmacy strives to make each customer's pharmacy experience as smooth and simple as possible. Sigler believes that being a local pharmacy means providing healthcare services to its patients that are customized to meet their needs. Sigler can help manage medication refills for hypothyroidism, high blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They will even pre-pack your monthly med box and deliver it straight to your door. Let their knowledgeable pharmacist at Sigler Pharmacy help manage your medications and questions. Sigler Pharmacy cares. Call today.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back into Lawrence High School. We are brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery. With Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson. We're live from the Hank booth as the Chesty Lions run onto the field. They're going to be wearing the black uniforms with the red numbers and a slight white outline around them. Lawrence on the front of the jerseys. Gardner will be in white uniforms with blue numbers. They've got white helmets. Lawrence High with the black helmets. And Gardner does have a logo on the side of the helmets. They're the Trailblazers, come in at 5-0 out of the Sunflower League. Lawrence High at 4-1 out of the Sunflower League as we get ready for what should be an exciting matchup between these two. Once again, our pregame show brought to you by Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry is kind, caring, and understanding when you need it most. Come to the compassionate, caring dental team in Lawrence. So the captains come out for LHS, and Kem Allen, big number 69, Xander Thomas, the stud senior safety for him. But the other two captains for Lawrence High injured, and that would be Connor Nowak, who's a defensive end and a tight end, and Will Hendricks, who is a stud left tackle for the Lions coming into this one. You mentioned that LHS a little bit beat up. Both those guys, obviously Tyson Grammer out, who's their kind of H-back, backup quarterback, hybrid player. They're going to be asking some players to fill into other roles. The one good thing that's going Lawrence High's way is they have been playing a lot of guys, especially on the defensive end where you're going to be missing Connor Nowak. They've rotated guys. We've seen Devin Foster. We've seen Wyatt Hendricks, Larney Finney, Cam Clark. A bunch of guys play pivotal roles throughout this season. But this is going to be quite the opportunity for some of the young players or players who maybe haven't played as much to show what they can do tonight.
That's right. We just learned Lawrence High won the toss, and they will defer till the second. So Gardner-Edgerton will be receiving the ball to start this ball game.
Okay, and that means that we'll see what the LHS defense can do. Now, we have seen Lawrence High play against a kind of flex bone attack. And,
which Clint Bowen hates.
He does hate. They had a bit of struggles against Shawnee Mission East, but maybe that experience helps them against a team who seemingly, compared to any other team in the state, has kind of perfected the flex bone with Gardner. They're putting up over 40 points per game running it. They have a good passing attack, though, off of it as well. We're going to take a quick legal ID here as we get ready for kickoff between Lawrence High and Gardner-Edgerton. This is KLWN. Depend on it.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 1017 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it.
All right, so ready for perfect fall weather on a Friday night. Again, if you're looking for the Free State game, you can check that out on 92.9 The Bull. They're on the road against Shawnee Mission North and bull929.com. We are here on KLWN and our video stream at klwn.com for Lawrence High at 4-1, Gardner at 5-0. And Gardner, as Matt mentioned, is going to receive the opening kickoff after the Lions won the toss and deferred. The Lions are going to be going from right to left from your broadcast perspective. Gardner will be going from left to right. Their backs at the end of the end zone that reads Lions. Lawrence High defending here in the first quarter the end zone that reads Lawrence. Pretty good road attendance for Gardner, about
very
45
good. Absolutely,
drive,
no question.
less.
The biggest visiting crowd here at Lawrence High School this year.
Spirit of Bubba Starling in the air. And
Yeah,
kicking off, Andre Lafort for Lawrence High. Kicks it away from the 40. It is a pooch kick. It'll hit at the 22, take a forward bounce. It's fielded by Gardner, and running over to the left for the Trailblazers, Griffin Martin works his way across the 30. He's at the about 33-yard line, and that's where Gardner will start things off on offense. So Gardner comes out. Their quarterback is Braven Powell, the 6'4 junior. Has really come into his own this year, over 700 yards passing, over 400 rushing. It's a flex bone. They play three backs. The left back or the wing back is Grant Ellis, a 5'7 senior. The fullback, Sire Padilla, a 6'2 sophomore. And the right back wing back is Dylan Butosh, the 6' senior. But you'll rotate in Swaim, Kindler, and Martin. Snipe has been a player to watch for them, though he was not listed on the two deep. Don't know if he is injured coming into this one. So under center, the flex bone. Again, it's the two wing backs at both sides and then the fullback behind him. And it'll be given straight up the middle to the fullback, Padilla, who runs into a wall, turns his way for about a gain of 2, and it'll bring up second down and long.
Yeah, nice job by the Lions defensive line there, but was able to pick up 3 yards, and but they haven't faced Kim Allen before, and Kim Allen absolutely a beast in there, as well as Andrew Nelson.
Key to defending this flex bone, you got to stay out of second down and medium and second and short. Lions do a good job there. We'll see what happens on 2nd and 7 and movement across the line. Well, we saw this an issue for LHS, but it is going to be actually on the offense moving first. In that Shawnee Mission East game, we saw East run a wing back in motion, then have them stutter step and go back the other way, and it would cause Lawrence High to jump over the line and lead to offsides. This time, though, Gardner moved first, and it'll move them back 5.
Well, and I saw them practicing this on Wednesday night. They felt like Gardner was vulnerable in this area. I've not seen Gardner, but obviously the coaches had seen some things. Here we go.
Powell hit behind the line. He's brought down. It's Devin Foster with the tackle for loss.
Devin Foster, the absolute stud sophomore, comes through big time for the Lions that time. That's going to bring up 3rd down and still 15 yards probably. Well, 14.
Well, Gardner averages basically 30 yards of completion, but most of that is when you catch the defense off guard that they don't think you're going to pass with the flex bone. We'll see what they do here on 3rd and 15. Dropping back is Powell, straight drop back, throws a screen left. It's going to be caught, and breaking away from 1.
Wow.
2 is Singleton. Down he goes, and it's 4th down. The Lions force a 3 and out.
And great job.
Noah
Richardson able to get through there and get the initial hit, but he's a stud. He was able to pull away, but Noah continued to hold on to those ankles until backups were able to come and finish the job. Great job by Noah.
Well, it's 4th down and 15. They have the offense out there, but Powell deep back. This might be a pooch punt, and that's indeed what it'll be, but Lawrence High was watching for it. Xander Thomas watches it hit. He was the closest, nobody really far back, and takes a Lawrence roll in the end. Good field position for the Lions after the 3 and out.
A+ on defense for the Lions. Who knew they were going to get a 3 and out? I know that they were working on it. That's what obviously they wanted to do. Great job. Great start for the Lions defense.
They'll start at their own 42-yard line. We'll get to the rest of the Gardner starting lineup on their next drive along with the LHS defense. Coming out for the LHS offense, Banks Bowen, the 6'3 junior. He had his best passing game of the season a week ago. The running back starting this game is Taj Edwards, the 5'9 sophomore. We'll see a lot of Malcolm Paul, number 5, the senior, and maybe a little bit of number 20, Tony Jacobson.
And Taj is just absolutely a speedster. For that sophomore has been pretty dominant in middle school, and now obviously as a freshman, and now as a sophomore, making a big impact on varsity.
He's gotten better and better each week, and that earns him the start this week. Head high snap, Bowen drops back, 3-man rush, plenty of time, throw over the middle is caught. First down, Lions up to the 45, fighting is Jackson Becker into a wall of defenders, and finally pushed down. They call forward progress dead at the 44.
And great job by Jackson Becker. Last week, struggled a little bit. Quite a bit. Struggled quite a bit last week, but man, what a great pass. 15 yards on the first down. Here we go.
1st and 10 at the Gardner 44-yard line. Bowen out of the pistol. So Becker, one of the starting receivers, 6-foot sophomore, 6-foot junior Gabe Wingard, and 5'10 senior Mason Mosman are the starting receivers for the Lions. At the Chesty Lion logo, quick throw over the middle is incomplete. It was too low on the throw to Mosman.
And Jess Banks was just a little bit too anxious on that. Maybe just looking for the quick strike and had him open. He just needed to be a little bit higher on the delivery, and that would have been another first down, but not to be. 2nd down and 10 Lions.
Well, normally the starting tight end, Connor Nowak and Tyson Grammer, kind of an H-back, but both of them out. Grammer out for the season. So taking over Wyatt Hendricks, the younger brother of Will Hendricks, is the 6'2 sophomore tight end. Filling in for Will Hendricks at left tackle, Bailey Johnson is a 6', 318-pound sophomore. Get to the rest of the offensive line after this play. 2nd and 10, coming in motion is Mosman behind the action. Give up the middle to Paul, battering ram up the middle, and he's able to pick up about 6 yards.
And they had the defensive line spread way out, and that just created a huge hole for Malcolm Paul, able to barrel through there for maybe call it 7 yards, right?
Yep, the left guard is Elijah Hernandez, 6', 251 senior. At center, Elijah Gray, 6'3", 276 junior. Right guard is Dylan Alvarado, 6', 328 senior. And the right tackle, Kem Allen, 6'2", 290-pound senior. It is 3rd down and 3 for the Lions from the Gardner 37. Again, Mosman in motion. They give up the middle again to Paul, who's hit around the legs at the line. He falls forward for a gain of about 2. The tackle was made by Caleb Dewey, and it's 4th and short.
And here's where you think, obviously, 4th down territory, and you would absolutely think that we're going for it. Mosman out, and let's see what kind of formation Clint Bowen puts in. Obviously, you would think a running play, but you never know what Clint Bowen is going to do. Malcolm Paul still in at running back. 4th
and 1, out of the gun. Bowen almost got a defender to jump, but he got back. Nobody moved on the Lawrence High line. Paul is in at running back. It's a heavy formation. There's 2 receivers left, none to the right. Now Paul in motion to the left hip and a step behind Bowen. Bowen takes the snap, gives it off to Paul. Paul stutters, he dives, he's got the first down. Gain of about 2, it'll move the chains. First down Lions to the 33.
Nice job by Malcolm Paul to read exactly what was going on. A lot of things going on in that offense. Play changing, guys shifting around. Nice work by Lions for the 2nd consecutive first down.
Gardner has not given up a single point in the first quarter this year. They're outscoring opponents 79-0 in the opening frame. Lions on 1st and 10 at their 33 on their first drive, as we have about 7.5 minutes to go in the quarter. Bowen, head high snap, throws left. High grab is made by Mason Mosman, who then stiff arms a defender and works his way down the sideline. And this will be close to a first down.
Oh, I think they're going to give it to him. 11 yards for that. Mason Mosman, first down. And nice pass by Bowen. Nice catch by Mason. Has to jump forward a little bit, but then able to make some moves. I think that the Lions are really they don't know what's going on right now with Gardner-Edgerton. Or excuse me, Gardner-Edgerton doesn't know what's going on with Lawrence High. Lawrence High's doing a great job.
Go. Empty set now for Bowen. Edwards, the running back, in the slot at the left. Again, the hard count almost gets a offside penalty, but not quite. Bowen looking to the sideline. Well, LHS has scored 27 points offensively in the first quarter. Bowen
5 wide receivers.
Head high snap again. Quick throw to the right. It's caught by Malcolm Paul. Paul driving to the 10. It's another first down, and it'll be 1st and goal Lions.
Nice pickup by Paul. Just a quick throw, quick hitter to Paul. 15 big yards, another first down.
And it seems like Lawrence High is just trying to get a bunch of quick throws to spread out this Gardner defense. Gardner a team who only has given up 129 yards per game coming into this one. Bowen with the first and goal opportunity, just a hair inside the 10. Paul's the running back as he looks to the sideline. It's two receivers to the left with Wingard and Mosman. One receiver to the right with Becker. H-back to the right of the formation. Sending in motion is Mosman. It'll be a give up the middle to Malcolm Paul, and he is swarmed at the line of scrimmage and brought down. That play made by Dawson Kindler, the 5'11 senior.
And just a yard on that gain. Gardner seemed like they knew what was going to happen on that one. But again, a little motion and different sets now for Clint Bowen tonight what the Lions are lining up at. And here they go in like a triangle formation for their receivers.
Second and goal. In at running back now is Tony Jacobson. We're past the halfway point of the first quarter. Of course, Clint Bowen, the head coach for the Lions, looking for his 20th win. This is his third season at the helm of the Lions. Out in motion goes Jacobson to the right. They fake it there. QB drop the middle. Bowen weaving around, and he's stuck at about the 5-yard line. Big hit was applied for Gardner by Spencer Easley.
But not before he's able to pick up 4 yards. So call it third down and goal on the 5-yard line.
And this will be interesting to see how Lawrence approaches this. They could view this as you have 2 plays to get 5 yards.
And Banks was very patient on that. He waited for that hole to open. He knew his line was going to do it, and they did it, able to give him 4 yards.
Third and goal from the 5-yard line. Jacobson stays in at running back, and now we're going to get a timeout from Lawrence High. So third and goal at the 5-yard line. We'll take a quick 30-second break. 5:04 to go in the opening quarter. Lions driving on KLWN. Depend on it.
It's nerve-wracking when your child starts driving. After all, you always hear about those high accident numbers for teens. You want to put your focus into making sure your child is safe and okay. And the last thing you want to deal with is a pesky insurance claim. The law office of Sally Kelsey and Lawrence will put you at ease. Sally Kelsey offers free consultations and has helped people with accidents for over 30 years. Let her help you navigate your claim and seek a fair settlement. That's Sally Kelsey, Kelsey.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
A drive that started at the 42, now down to the Gardner 5, but facing a critical third and goal. With Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson here at Lawrence High School at the Hank booth. 5:04 to go in the first quarter. Lions looking to score the first point on this Trailblazers defense in the first quarter. They've only given up 31 points all season long through 5 games. And coming out, it'll be a pistol set for Banks Bowen with Jacobson, the running back, behind him. 2 receivers left, 1 out to the right. Lions coming off their first time out utilized. It'll be a snap to Bowen, play fake, quick throw out to the right. Perfect coverage, and it's intercepted. Gardner's going the other way. And on the outside, this is Porter. Eli Porter taking it back all the way to the 50 before he's tackled by Banks Bowen, and Gardner is in business.
And I'll tell you what happened on that play. Porter just able to get in front of the intended receiver and just get that ball. Banks knew right where he was going to throw it. Obviously, a very clearly defined play, and just threw it right to where he was supposed to throw it. But Porter able to read it, figure out where that ball was, and grab it and take it 50 yards. Great job by the Gardner-Edgerton defense. Really, their only really great play of the entire series, but good enough and bad for the Lions.
Powell gonna give it to the fullback up the middle, and Padilla works his way for about 3, maybe 4. Well, for Porter, that was his second pick of the year. The corners for Gardner are twin brothers, Eli and Cameron Porter. That was Eli on the pick, and reminiscent, we were being told earlier that Gardner was up 21-7 and had a fumble at the 1-yard line that was taken back to the house by Lathan North last week. This time it goes the other way and almost leads to a touchdown, as Lawrence High was so close. 2nd down and 7 for the Gardner offense. LHS got a 3-and-out last time. We'll see what they can do here. Powell under center as part of the flex bone. He's going to take a straight drop back, throw a quick out. It's going to be caught over by Colton Hawkinson, who's spun to the ground across the 40 for a first down. Tackle made by Makai Hernandez.
Yeah, yep, so for their first down of the game here with 4:07 yet to play. And really, I mean, the Lions, we're about to talk about how well the Lions is able to move the ball on them, gaining 40, over 50 yards in that first series.
Powell gives up the middle. This was one of the backup fullbacks in there taking the call was Dylan Butosh. And he walls his way up to the 35, gain of 4. Well, the rest of the starters for Gardner, the tight end, Max Nichols, a 6'5 senior. Colton Hawkinson, a 6'4 senior at one receiver spot. Randy Singleton, a 5'10 senior at the other. Hawkinson, the big-bodied receiver. Randy Singleton, more of the make-you-miss receiver. Left tackle, Gabe James. Left guard, Serge Otianquiu. Ethan Whitley at center. Mason Matlock at right guard. And Moore at right tackle. Breaking through is Boutosh up across to the 23-yard line at the right side of the formation, and that'll be a first down, Gardner.
Yeah, Mackay had the saving tackle there, but Mackay Hernandez was out big that time because able to pick up 5 extra yards after first contact by Mackay.
So first down and 10. This time it's kept by Powell sweeping right. He is cut down, kind of jumped in the air. Xander Thomas had his arms around him. He'll fall forward for maybe 2 yards, and it'll be second and long.
And Cam Clark able to make the tackle on that play. Cam is a big guy, has come in here as a senior and had not seen him much. This is actually the first time I've actually called his name in a game, but been looking for Cam, especially with Will Hendricks out. Cam Clark coming in here and doing a couple things. So that's nice for Cam to get in there.
Yeah, and with Nowak out, we're going to see a lot of Larney Finney, the junior, Cam Clark, a senior. You'll see Andrew Nelson, Kem Allen, Devin Foster, Wyatt Hendricks all along that defensive line for Lawrence High. Under center again, Powell. They send one in motion. It'll be a fake. Powell looking to throw, throws it out to left. High grab is made, but then quickly to the ground goes the running back out of the backfield. That one was thrown for Grant Ellis. And he works up to the 16.
And Noah Richardson quick to get into the backfield that time and put a little hit on the quarterback right after he threw that ball. So third down and 3 yards to go, yeah?
They got to get up to the Lawrence High 13. They're at the 16, left side of the hash. Under 2 minutes to go in the quarter. They give the sweep off to Boutosh running right. He's got the first down. Now he's got the corner. He'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 6-yard line as they'll move the chains.
And Xander not happy about that drive, put a little oomph on the tackle there at the very end.
So 1:40 to go. And it'll be first and goal here in the first quarter for Gardner at the 6. Well, the linebackers for Lawrence, Jahir Johnson, Jaden Harrell, Josh Galbraith, kind of a safety linebacker. You'll see Tony Jacobson, Kayvon Price as corners, Ben Marker, Xander Thomas, Noah Richardson, Mackay Hernandez, all the kind of different safety defensive back positions throughout the game. Under center here is Powell. They're going to turn left. He takes it himself off the left side, and he's going to work his way in for a touchdown. Gardner takes advantage of the interception at the 1 and is on the board first with 1:36 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, and a nice play by the quarterback, able to make some nice moves, spin moves, getting away from people, and able to just barrel his way off to the far side of the field in for the touchdown for Gardner-Edgerton. So what looked out to be a very, very promising first start of this quarter has ended up being not so good, where we thought we were going to get on the board and be the first touchdown of the season in the first quarter against Gardner-Edgerton, and there we go. Kick is up, and it is good. So Gardner-Edgerton will take the early 7-0 lead, and I say early, but we're almost through a quarter of football here, Derek. That went very, very fast for the first quarter.
Yep, a lot of running plays.
And not quite over yet. 1:36 yet left.
That's right. We'll take a quick 30-second break. 7-0 Gardner on KLWN. Depend on it.
And just like that, it all comes down to this. 4th and goal. Matt, take yourself inside the huddle. What play are you calling?
I'm saying, let's go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's the biggest play of the game.
No better time than that. There's no better spot to watch football than 23rd Street Brewery. We've got the Lions, the Firebirds, of course the Jayhawks, and all the NFL action.
Well, we better get out of here fast to catch the ending of the game. Dibs on the Haney turkey stack.
That's the 23rd Street Brewery, corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back into Lawrence High School at the Hank Booth with Matt Llewellyn. I'm Derek Johnson. Our insurance partner is Kurt Gieser State Farm. Like a good neighbor, Kurt Gieser State Farm team is there to serve all your insurance needs. Give Kurt and his team a call today. Gardner 7, Lawrence High 0 after the interception at the 1-yard line, and then Gardner capitalizes with a touchdown. With Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson. And the Lawrence High offense will look to get the ball for the second time. They moved the ball well, just the turnover in the end. As
Tony Jacobson
will field it, and his knee hit the ground inside the 10.
Oh.
And the Lions are going to have it at their own 7. Maybe 8.
And that is unfortunate because that is a high ball. Had a lot of room. He could have made a lot of yardage on that had his knee not gone down.
Well, the starters for the Gardner defense, Eli and Cameron Porter at corners, Randy Singleton, Jake Linden are the safeties. The linebackers are Dawson Kindler, Thomas Savastin, Caleb Dewey, and Mark Dabiak. And then the defensive ends, Spencer Easley, Isaiah Williams, the nose guard, the 6'9", 350-pound senior, Chris Marcos. Lions all the way back at their own end to begin this drive. Had good field position last drive at the 42. Now they start at their own 8-yard line. Bowen had over 250 passing yards last week. That was his season high. Had a good passing drive until the interception. That was just his 3rd interception thrown on the season. This is game number 6, and now the Lions are going to get called for either delay of game or they're going to use a timeout.
Timeout, Lawrence High.
So it is going to be a timeout. We'll keep it right here. There's a minute 34 to go in the first quarter. So this is kind of danger time right now for Lawrence. You can't afford to let this thing get too far out of hand.
I mean, you can't. There's no question about it. And it's not out of hand yet. But when you're playing Gardner-Edgerton, you've got a golden opportunity. You're at the 5-yard line. You've had a beautiful drive going over 50 yards. And had not really been stopped. I mean, it was just looking good. It looked like 2 plays to get into the end zone could have happened. But man, turnovers absolutely kill you in this football game. I mean, there's no question about that.
Yep.
So absolutely, try to continue that offensive momentum. Defense, obviously, you can't say too bad of things about the defense. Able to give up 50 yards in a pretty quick amount of time, but you halfway expected that. You knew that we were going to have to do some damage on offense, but a great 3-and-out to start the game. So here we go. We're back on the field and ready to start now.
1st and 10 from the 8. Lions with 1 timeout left in the half. Minute 34 to go in the quarter. Gibbs going to be up the middle. This is going to be Edwards bursting through, breaking tackles to the 20, and falls to the 21.
Great run by Taj there. Call it 14 yards, and there is an injured Lion on the play.
One of the linemen back down there, and he was trying to get up but just couldn't put weight on one of his legs. So this would be
hopefully that's a cramp.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate. We're going to take a 30-second break and try to get you the injured player. Minute 27 to go in the quarter. Lions trailing 7-0 with the football on KLWN. Depend on it.
There are a lot of Mexican restaurants that claim to be authentic or think their food tastes that way, but nothing compares to Mama's Tamale Shop. Enjoy artistically prepared tamales, empanadas, and street tacos with your choice of meats and salsas that are prepared fresh to order. Not sure what to order? Mama's will always give you a sample. Relax and enjoy great food and try one of the fresh waters or jarritos on the patio. Authentic Mexican food. Come hungry, leave satisfied. Mama's Tamale Shop, 9th in Louisiana.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Minute 27 to go in the first quarter, and good news, the Lawrence High player is up. Did we get a read on who it was?
I don't know, but he'll have to come out here because they stopped the play for him.
I think that is Elijah Hernandez.
14 yards, Edwards run on the previous play results.
Hobbling off anyway.
Yeah. Tough to see with the jerseys the difference between, say, 0 and 6, for instance. Okay, it is Elijah Hernandez. But it is a first down.
And Elijah's a stud. I mean, that's a loss.
I mean, that's your whole left side of the offensive line after Hendricks was injured coming into the game.
He did make it off under his own power.
1st and 10, give going to be to Edwards, and he tries to go on the left side, and he is pushed back.
Now, Taj is not a big guy, and 5'9", 160 is what he's listed at, and he got just absolutely – it's almost like the entire offensive line picked him up and moved him back 5 yards. But he got a yard on that play. So
forward progress.
Forward progress. You've got to think that was a plus for that one.
It was Kindler and Easley on the tackle for Gardner, pushing him back. 2nd down and 9 for the Lions. This offense putting up 33 points per game, but Gardner just giving up a little over 6. Bowen out of the pistol. It's going to be a speed option to the right. He'll keep himself. Now he's strung out. He gets away from an arm tackle, works to the first down marker. He's shoved out. This could be a late hit.
Hey, it
The
is.
flag comes out.
There we go. Okay. And I'll tell you what, that had to be a bad. We couldn't see it too clearly over here because there are a lot of guys around him, but he was clearly out of bounds, and then you saw him stumbling forward, and he had the first down already. So give him a 9-yard pickup on the play. Oh, God, and now Banks Bowen is down. Clint's running to the other side.
And, oh, man, to have the star quarterback be injured on a late hit by Gardner.
Clint
Bowen
is
unhappy.
hot. He is hot. And now the trainer's running over to the other side. Okay, Banks Bowen is up. Banks is up.
And Banks is going to work.
Oh, and Clint is working the other sideline and not happy with whoever did that. And they're going to get a first down. And you'd almost think that he'd have to and a huge applaud from the crowd for Banks, but Banks is going to have to sit this one out. So we'll see here. My guess is we'll see a Wildcat from Malcolm Paul in at quarterback. I've been told that he doesn't have to sit out because of the penalty. Let's see what this play is here. And I've seen Clint animated. I've seen him angry at plays before. Never quite like that. That was some intense words by Clint on the other sideline.
Yep. For some reason, the Gardner fans are booing this. It was a clear late hit. That'll put LHS up to the 47 of their own side. And this certainly will get the LHS crowd juiced up. There's 16 seconds left in the first quarter, so certainly you'd think this will be the last play. Bowen is back out there. I believe, actually, that might be Malcolm Paul.
Yeah, it is Malcolm Paul. Taj Edwards in at running back.
Well, they're going to have the clock stopped at 16.1, so LHS is going to have to run a play here with Paul, the running back, taking over at quarterback. It'll be a give up the middle to Edwards, who dives forward for about a gain of 2, and that'll likely end the first quarter. And as Banks Bowen getting checked on the sideline, maybe give him a little more time to try to get back in.
And Banks ran over when he got up. He ran over to the other side to a really loud amount of applause here by these Chesty Lion faithful, and then just went directly to the trainer's table. And he's getting checked out. He's sitting down. He looks to be. My guess is he's going to be okay. Maybe a bandage put on or something like that. Could have been a turf burn or something like that. But he was down for a while. And like I said, man, Clint just ran over there. Please check out the video. That'll be some interesting video tomorrow.
All right, we're going to take a 30-second break as we get ready for quarter 2 with LHS football on KLWN. Depend on it.
And just like that, it all comes down to this. 4th and goal. Matt, take yourself inside the huddle. What play are you calling?
I'm saying, let's go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's the biggest play of the game.
No better time than that. There's no better spot to watch football than 23rd Street Brewery. We've got the Lions, the Firebirds, of course the Jayhawks, and all the NFL action.
Well, we better get out of here fast to catch the ending of the game. Dibs on the Haney turkey stack.
That's the 23rd Street Brewery, corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Second quarter of play with Matt Llewellyn. I'm Derek Johnson on KLWN, and Gardner leading 7-0, so they've now outscored their opponents 86-0 in the first quarter. Second quarter of play this year, Gardner has outscored their opponents 85-17. Lawrence High has outscored their opponents 56-17. They have a 2nd down and 8, and Banks Bowen back in there. They're at their own 49-yard line on the 2nd down, and Edwards is the running back. So good to see Banks back into the game. They're right at the middle of the field, ball on the Chesty Lion logo. Dropping back Bowen, looking to go downfield. Now the ball tipped in the air on the throw. It's bobbled and incomplete. And that was a big play by Gabe Winger just to get back to the football. Otherwise, that could have been a pick. And
yeah, it was. And I didn't see who tipped the ball or what happened to the ball, who got to it at all. But absolutely nice job by Winger to get back, tip it, and get that going.
So that avoids a possible danger. But now 3rd down and 8 and a big play for the LHS offense to try to stay on the field. Gardner's defense coming into this game had allowed opponents only to go 9 of 32 on third down. That's just 28%. They've been even better on fourth down, with opponents going just 2 of 14. Low snap, Bowen Fields. Pressure comes from the outside, steps away from it, rolls out to the right, looking downfield, running out of time. Now has to try to go back up the middle. The other way finds a bit of a crease. But
wow.
He'll have to jump out at the 49-yard line, and it'll be fourth down.
And I was not watching what was going on down the field. I was totally keeping my eyes on Banks that time, and he made some great moves, and it really behooves him to have gotten the 3 yards that he got. I mean, he made some nice moves and stayed with it. Nobody's open, obviously, and Banks picks up 3 yards, but that brings up 4th and 6.
They are going to bring out the punting unit. Andre Lafort is pretty close to the snapper. It's a high snap. Able to get one off, but it is off the side of his foot, and this is going to go out of bounds. There is a flag, as it was going to be marked out, it looks like around the 30, oh, the ref's still going up, 37-yard line, so that would make that only about a 11-yard punt, 12-yard punt.
And he had some outstanding punts in pregame, and I was really looking for him to boom one and hopefully put this back really deep in Gardner-Edgerton territory, but that not to be. Let's see what the call is.
Yep.
There's referees are still determining what the call.
Hindsight, obviously 2020, but you almost would have rather just gone for it there, knowing where the field position ended up being.
And still waiting on the call, but ball at this point just still sitting on the 30. Or the 37
it's going to be on Lawrence High. So they're going to move the ball up. Whatever it was 15-yard penalty, so I don't know if it was a personal foul on Lawrence High. And all of a sudden, Gardner's going to actually start with better field position than where Lawrence punted from. They'll be at the Lawrence High 48-yard line with 11:37 to go in the second quarter. They moved right down the field their last drive. In motion goes Ellis. He'll get the pitch out to the right. He's got some blockers in front of him with the convoy. Strung to the sideline, though, and twisted out of bounds. There was only one Lion who was able to make that tackle in time. It was Mekhi Hernandez. If he's able to get by Hernandez a little bit sooner, he might have been off to the races. But big play by Hernandez, and it's only a gain of 3 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 7. So Gardner, again, they send a man in motion. The pitch will go to the opposite side. And running out to the left side, first down and more. Gardner, and stepping out of bounds is going to be the running back, Sire Padilla.
And the referee takes a big-time tumble down there. Must have gotten hit by, obviously, somebody, but he rolled about 5 yards, did the referee, and now he looks a little bit confused as to what is going on. But big pickup there for Gardner-Edgerton. That's going to be give them a first down at the Lawrence High 28-yard line.
So Gardner's starting to flex their offensive muscle. They're averaging over 42 points per game, 270 on the ground, about 140 in the air. Ellis goes in motion. It's a drop back pass, pressure. Throwing open is Hawkinson. It's underthrown, though, and there is a flag that comes out as Lawrence High knocks it away. It was underthrown. It was the classic pass interference on a ball that was poorly thrown by the quarterback, but the defender had not turned his back to it. And with Hawkinson running back to the ball, he earns the pass interference.
And it was a really bad angle on that I could tell, but man, absolutely no way was that ball going to get caught because it was way underthrown.
But the 15-yard penalty. I think they did their math wrong because they only gave him 14 yards on the penalty. It was from the 28 to the 14, but it's actually going to be half the distance. So they're up to the 14-yard line. First down and 10 for Gardner. And under center is Powell. They're going to fake the give. Powell running right, flicks it right with Ellis. Stutters back at the 10. Then he's hit down and works around the 5-yard line. This will be close to a first down for Gardner.
And I believe they are.
Well, the Lawrence High defense, that's been a bit of a bugaboo for them this year, is stopping the run. It is going to be a first down, by the way, 1st and goal. Lawrence High has given up over 210 rushing yards per game. So They've had a bit of issues defending the run, and obviously a team who is run first with Gardner. It'll be 1st and goal from the 4. Powell under center. Sends a man in motion, and it's going to be a pitch out left, sidestepping through one, but then getting tackled is Griffin Martin. And he's up to about the 3.
And nice job getting the tackle there by Noah Richardson, able to come up and just stop him. And I don't know if he gained anything, maybe a half a yard on that play.
2nd down and goal. We're under 10 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Gardner has not allowed more than 14 points in a game this season. They've got a chance to make it 14-0 here. They've got Kindler in as the fullback. He'll get a fake running right. Is Powell working to the outside, stiff-arming one, then gains the edge, works to the pylon, and he's in for a touchdown.
Yeah, just a great bit of running there by the quarterback, able to stretch out that field. He had a couple of people on him, a couple of Lions on him, and able to just get in there. Xander Thomas being one of them, but he's able to outrun Xander and get in there for the touchdown. Going to make it 13-0 Gardner-Edgerton.
So Gardner with a PAT try here from Ashton Adrian. Try to make it 14-0. Bit of a high snap, but a good hold, and the PAT is through. 9:15 to go in the first half. Gardner 14, Lawrence 0. This is KLWN. Depend on it.
For the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry, here is Dr. Heck.
We have such awesome pieces here with the doctors and staff. I'm just excited and so confident that we can deliver just the best care in the best setting with the comfort and anxiety-free dentistry. You know, it's really our mission to be a safe place for families and individuals by offering world-class anxiety-free dentistry. That's really our niche. We enjoy taking good care of people.
The Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Kind, caring, and understanding when you need it most. Online at kansascenterforsedationdentistry.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
9:15 remains in the first half, and LHS, it felt like their opportunity was early on. They got a stop. They got down on the goal-to-go situation, 3rd and goal from the 5, through the interception at the 1, and since then, it's been all Trailblazers leading 14-0 here.
And 30 yards in penalties on that drive. I mean, that's that's just killer. 2 personal fouls. It's just you're not going to win a game. You're certainly not going to win a drive if you have something like that.
Well, we've seen the Lions down 14-0 before and able to come back as that kickoff goes all the way to the back line of the end zone. Absolutely booted there by Gardner, and it'll be 1st and 10 Lions. This is a pivotal drive for LHS, and I've mentioned Gardner has a great defense. By the way, over on 92.9 The Bull, Free State is leading 21-0 at the start of the 2nd quarter there over Shawnee Mission North. That's the team Lawrence High just defeated last week, 37-22. Of course, we'll have the City Showdown for you next week. I'll be here on KLWN and our video stream at klwn.com. Free State undefeated, Lawrence High at 4-1, so should be another good one. Gardner also undefeated. LHS trailing by 14 here on the #1 team in the state. Bowen will be out of the gun at the left hash. They'll send Wingard in motion from right to left. He'll fake the jet sweep. Bowen rolling out to the right. There's going to be a holding call as he's still rolling out right now. He'll just throw it away, but this one's going to move backwards.
And, you know, Kim Allen was holding his man. And I say holding, I don't mean holding. He'd be pushing his man away. It never really looked like a hold to me if it does get called on Kim and gets called that way. But that's where the flag was, and that's what you would think, and that's what it is. It's called a holding, and you would think that is on. But I wouldn't say it's on Kim Allen, because Kim Allen seemed to be making just good defensive blocks out there on his man that he was going up against.
It'll make it 1st down and 20 for the Lions from the left hash. LHS averaging 344 yards of offense, over 200 on the ground, 141 in the air. They've tried to become a more balanced offense and accomplished that last week. Gardner giving up just 67 yards in the air, 83 on the ground per game. Here's a QB draw for Bowen and picks up what he can, but not much. A couple yards forward.
A couple yards at the absolute most for Bowen on that one. And you would hate to see the Lions revert back to that. I mean, that has kind of been their bread and butter is the Banks Bowen run, because he can read the defense really well as far as what's going to happen, and he is able to find those holes, but you don't want to have to rely on that. The first drive where they were getting the quick hitters, that's what you want to go back to. That's what they were the most successful for in this game.
It's 2nd down and 18 now. Lions with a long way to go. They're backed up at their own 12-yard line. Bowen out of the shotgun. He's going to give it up the middle to Malcolm Paul, and he'll just fall forward to the 15. It'll be 3rd down and a mile.
Yeah. And, yeah, not much more there on that
And now a late flag comes out. I think somebody might have said something on one of the teams, maybe a little trash talk that the official didn't like. And they're moving this on Gardner.
Well, that's you would say that is our first break of the game, and they're moving it a long ways. That must be a personal foul of some kind.
Jesse Owen, the Gardner coach, has done an excellent job. He certainly will not be happy with that. It was going to be 3rd down and about 14. Instead, the 15-yard penalty gives the Lions a free first down to their own 30.5-yard line. Defensive coordinator is Brian McCall. So he doesn't love that. He had a chance for a quick 3 and out and to get the ball back for his offense. It was just something that was said.
A little bit more friendly position here for Lawrence High now at their 30.
It is Paul, the running back, to the right. There's an H-back to the right of the formation, too, for Bowen out of the gun. He's going to immediately roll right on the snap. Pressure comes in. He's able to evade, throws a dart downfield. Great jump catch on the sideline. That's Jackson Becker.
Wow.
Was he in bounds? Yes, he was.
And they called it right there. Amazing catch by Jackson Becker. Great throw. I mean, that had to be perfect on both ends, and right into Jackson Becker, right into coverage, and Jackson able to put his foot, make sure at least one foot gets down. First down, 12-yard pickup for Jackson Becker.
I mean, he was covered. He was smothered like a blanket, but just jumped over the DB and made the catch on a line drive throw. You're right. It had to be pinpoint perfect for him to catch it, and it was. 1st down and 10, Lions to their own 45-yard line. Coming in motion is going to be Mosman. He stutters the other way, give up the middle to Paul. Paul patiently running, then he drives up ahead about the 50-yard line.
And I like the looks of that whole play. The linemen really were making a push. The blockers were doing their thing, pushing people forward. I mean, just a great looking play. And only gained 4 yards on it, but had he been able to do a couple more things, it might have been for a lot more because he had some downfield blocking.
Senior day here for the Lions. They're 3-0 at home, 1-1 on the road. Gardner, meanwhile, 2-0 at home, 3-0 on the road. It's 2nd and 5 for the Lions right at the midfield stripe. Gibbs going to go up the middle to Jacobson, and he is knocked at the line of scrimmage. Maybe fell forward for a yard. It's going to be slightly on Gardner territory to about the 49, and it'll be 3rd down.
And they do give him a yard on that, which, I mean, and he just kind of ran into a wall there. I mean, there was just absolutely nothing going on in a straight up the field. And I'm sure that that's exactly what the play call was, because there didn't appear to be any looking whatsoever on other options. It was just a straight up the middle read, and there was absolutely nothing there. So 3rd down and 5, but they are into Gardner-Edgerton territory on the 49 right now.
They've got to get to the Gardner 45-yard line to convert this, and obviously with the score being down 14-0 against a defense where it's tough to score on, you might be in 2-down territory. Well, Lawrence is going to let this thing run down a bit, and then they're going to use a timeout. So they're going to be out of timeouts this half. We'll take a quick 30 seconds with them. Lions trailing by 14 on at KLWN. Depend on it.
Fall back in love with your carpets again. Rainbow Restoration, your locally owned and trusted home restoration company for over 20 years, has a limited time offer to make your home ready for the holidays. With Rainbow's advanced carpet cleaning equipment and attention to detail, they will transform the look and feel of your home and improve indoor quality. 2 rooms for $109. This great offer doesn't last long. Must book by Friday the 13th. Call 785-371-2400 or text 785-328-4644 to schedule today.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
5:49 left in the half. Lions using up all their timeouts in the first half. They trail 14-0 to Gardner here. Our broadcast booth, which is the Hank booth, brought to you by Trudy Credit Union. Get your Chesty Lions Spirit debit card today. Each purchase you make with the card raises money for our schools. You swipe, they give. Visit a branch of trudycu.org/spirit card to learn more. Stand up and fight for your Lawrence Lions. With Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson. Joel Becker producing out here. And 3rd down and 4 for the Lions out of their final timeout of the quarter and the half. They got to get to the 45 of Gardner as the running back goes in motion, dropping back, looking to throw. Bowen over the middle. It's
Jackson
it's
Becker.
Caught by Becker. Becker working to the 30. Becker exploding up to the 25. Becker inside the 20, and he's finally tussled out inside the 15.
Yes! Jackson Becker, that's what he can do, that sophomore. He's a speedy. He was able to get the ball, have some space, and then turn on the afterburners. He ran a lot further than that. That we're going to call that a 35-yard pickup there for Jackson Becker. But, man, you can see that kid's speed, and he can do it. And great hands by Becker. Great pass by Bowen, great overall play call, and you think that this is where the Lions need to capitalize on this one.
I think that's already the 3rd catch for Becker, and that one was tipped, so the concentration to be able to catch that on the run, really good from Becker, the young sophomore. They send 2 in motion, and this is going to be a flag because of it. Bowen, this one's not going to count for Lawrence. He's just going to chuck it up to the corner. It'll be incomplete, and now some talking between Bowen and the player who hit him down easily.
And it appeared that there might have been another, and I don't know. We'll see if there was another flag right as.
Yeah, this is going to be a legal formation. You can't have 2 guys in motion.
No, but then after the play call,
illegal shift. Excuse me.
So here's the call.
But yeah, there is a second flag, so I don't know if it's just the same flag that 2 different officials saw, and I think that is going to be what it is.
Okay.
So this will be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll drop Lawrence back to the 20-yard line. So they stay in the red zone. It'll be 1st down and 15 with 5:12 in the quarter. Gardner has only given up 4 touchdowns all season long. This is their 6th game. This has been a pretty impenetrable defense. Lawrence has moved the ball pretty well, and now a player moved early, receiver at the left side with Edwards, and back-to-back 5-yard penalties on Lawrence is going to make this 1st down and 20.
And I think we heard the Lawrence High coaches very far away here in the other side of the press box, not happy with that. And it's just a simple mental mistake of not knowing what the count is and not knowing what you're doing, and you just can't afford to do that when you're down 2 scores, threatening to score, and then that's just a killing now. The 1st and 20.
Well, Gardner had the 30 yards of penalty yards on the 1 touchdown drive they had. Now a couple big penalties on Lawrence here. Of course, part of what sparked this drive, though, for Lawrence was a 15-yard penalty on Gardner on a 3rd and 15. Give up the middle to Malcolm Paul, who shifts through to about the 21. A gain of 4, which is solid on its own, but when it's 1st and 20, that's going to still make things tough, and it'll be 2nd and 16. And now they'll sub out a couple players. They're going to bring in some extra beef with the tight end, Jack Grimes, the 6', 200-pound senior.
And they do appear to have a little bit tighter formation. Jackson Becker, the way wide out.
They've got Paul in at the running back, down to 10 on the play clock. Bowen searching around. Down to 5, they send Paul in motion. Snap with 4. He's got plenty of time. Throws to the corner of the end zone, looking for Winger, just overthrown. It took Wingard a little bit of time to get off the press coverage of Randy Singleton, and in the end, just a few yards too far into the corner of the end zone. 3rd down and 16. So there's a couple ways you can play this if you're Lawrence. You can try to make it a closer field goal. You can try to make it a more going for it ability on 4th down. I don't know what you do here, but certainly not a lot in the playbook.
Got to get to the 6-yard line. And no matter what is the call here, you've got to make up a lot of yardage.
So 3rd down and 16 for the Lions from the Gardner 21. They've reached as far as the 5 earlier, but threw a pick at the 1. This is a separate drive here. Bowen going to take the snap. Four-man rush. Pressure comes from the middle. He's going to evade it, rolling out to the right. Now looking downfield, he's going to chuck it to the corner, and it's out of bounds. Thrown away by Bowen, and now decision time for Lawrence. There is a flag. So we'll see what this is.
And Mosman appeared to be open in the end zone, but
I think this is going to be on Gardner, because the person at the chains just flipped it back from 4 to 3, but this isn't going to be an automatic first down. I didn't see if they called holding or pass interference. Either way, it'll make this third down all the way to the here's 10.5-yard line, half the distance to the goal.
Thinks it might have been a personal foul.
Okay. Well, I think a personal foul would have been an automatic first down.
That's right. You're right. So maybe a little, and we'll see here what. But either way, sorry we can't give you the exact call on that.
Well, it is third down. They're at about the 10.5-yard line. They've got to get to the about 5.5 maybe. A little over 4 to play in the quarter. Give up the middle, goes to Edwards, and he has nowhere to go after picking up the initial yard or two. So Lawrence clearly playing this for 4 downs, and they'll make it a little closer, but it'll be 4th down and about 4 now.
And so Edwards, who played a lot the first quarter and really just got in there right now, so we hadn't seen him for a while, so had a lot of rest. But again, straight up the middle for Edwards is kind of an interesting call because he's just such a small kid. Unless Clint really thought he could sneak through there and find a couple creases, but not quite to be, only picking up 2 yards there. 4th down, and call it 5 yards.
3.5 to play in the second quarter. Bowen doesn't know the play. He's looking to the sideline. They are out of timeouts, though. Down to 5 on the play clock. They got to go. Bowen looking around, down to 2, down to 1. He's not going to get it off, and they're going to have to take a delay of game on 4th down and 4.
Well, and no matter, you think instead of doing something stupid, maybe that's a better thing. Take the 5 yards. Let's get exactly what we need. Make sure we do exactly what we want to do. Clint was not, normally on that you would think that Clint would be very animated and what's going on, what are you doing, why didn't anybody know the play? But that didn't happen this time. So you think that maybe they just said, okay, let's just take that 5 yards and go.
A 5 could be pretty costly here. It's now 4th down and 9. They keep the offense on the field. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Bowen going to play fake, looking. Pocket collapses. He evades one. Pressure coming from the right, and he's sacked. Jake Linden, the strong safety, brings him down all the way to about the 26-yard line. And Bowen's hurt on top of it, and Gardner takes over.
Yeah, favoring his arm. He's Banks is, and looking like maybe might have got a stinger on the arm. You don't want that for your quarterback, but turnover on downs for the Lions. Definitely don't want that. 2:56 yet to play in this first half. Lions are down 14-0.
And Gardner will take over at their own 26-yard line, 2:56 in the quarter. They have all 3 timeouts.
Now you got to think that this defense has got to come up strong here, because going in 14-0 does not seem like an insurmountable pass. But 21-0 would not be good.
Fake pitch throwback is incomplete, trying to get it to Griffin Martin in the flats. Lions had all sorts of pressure on Powell, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10. So Gardner, with their offense, they've scored a high of 58 points this year. Their season low was 21 last week against Olathe North. That's the number 2 team in the state. What a matchup that was. They won 21-14. So it'll be a speed option left. Powell has to keep himself. He is stuck right behind the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, a nice work there by the Lions defense, able to get through there, make the tackle. Jaden Harrell able to get through there and make a big-time impact and big-time hit on the Gardner-Edgerton quarterback.
Well, Powell came into this game 25 of 38 for 701 yards. That's almost 30 yards of completion. He has 10 touchdowns and 1 interception. 3rd down and 11, you'd think opportunity to throw it here. Although with about 2 minutes to go, they could run it and just keep the clock going. It will be a drop back. Powell throws over the middle. It's caught right around the sticks. Possibly a big tackle made by Jacobson to drive him back. Was it enough on the completion to Singleton?
Yeah, but nice tackle by Tony right there. Able to pick up enough for the first down to be first down on their own 30.
Felt like they gave him a whole extra yard.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did too, for sure. 37-yard line is where Gardner will have it there. 1st and 10, 2 minutes now on the clock and running.
So Powell, the big completion there. He was all Sunflower League honorable mention a season ago. He'll send Martin in motion. He'll get the pitch running out to the left, has to cut inside, and he'll be pushed to the ground at the 42. Gain of about 4, and Gardner's going to use a timeout. We'll keep it right here.
Yeah, and they've got 3. I mean, they've got the timeouts to use, and they, you know that they would like to get another touchdown going into halftime with Lawrence High getting the ball when we come back.
It's 14-0. We're going to keep it here. Gardner still with 2 timeouts. With Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson. We'll have our halftime report brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery once this thing goes to break. This is a big drive for Lawrence to keep it at a 2-score game. And certainly the defense is going to need to hold tight here. Gardner has found a way to move the ball really well over the last couple drives after the 3 and out on the first drive.
And Lawrence needs to hurry up because Gardner-Edgerton's coming up and getting on that ball. And
so the Trailblazers.
We have seen them once earlier this year where Lawrence High was still in the huddle when they released the ball to the offense, and the offense was able to get the play called before Lawrence High was even close to being in position to being able to defend it.
Well, look at the defense out there now. I think it's Finney, Foster, and maybe Allen there who are the down linemen for the Lions on this play. 2nd down and 5 at the Gardner own end to their 42-yard line. Straight drop back for Powell. Quick throw left is going to be caught by Singleton, sidestepping and dances his way as he's hit out of bounds. That'll stop the clock to the Lawrence High 48-yard line.
And Tony had him stopped right just prior to the first down marker, but not able to bring him down. Had a nice hit on him, but able to scamper through his fingers.
They don't always throw, but Singleton coming into this game had 6 touchdowns on his 11 catches this year, so he is absolutely explosive. As they send a man in motion, again dropping back as Powell. Pressure comes out of the middle. It's a throwback, almost a one-handed grab. There is a late flag. They were trying to set up a kind of a back screen to Butosh. It's 2nd and 10. The flag is toward the line of scrimmage. There's a flag on both sidelines. And it's going to be on Gardner, so Lawrence going to opt to back him up with 1:32 in the second. It's an eligible man downfield, so they had a blocker too far. And they'll back him up 5.
And that's who that ball was going to. So 1st down and 15 now for Gardner-Edgerton. That backs them back up into their own territory.
Lawrence High giving up 22 points per game this year, just about 280 yards per game. Powell again drops back. Again, pressure comes. He's going to unload it. Deep ball open as Hawkinson makes the grab in stride, and he's just tripped up as he's down at the 1-yard line. Xander Thomas, the touchdown-saving tackle, but a huge gain on the deep ball to Colton Hawkinson.
And great tackle by Xander. You don't want Xander to have to make that kind of tackle with 1:23 left. They're 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. You'd think that they will probably score from here, but great touchdown-saving stop by Xander.
So it's 1st and goal at the 1, 1:15 to go in the quarter, and Gardner can take their time now and bleed some clock before they try to go at it, and I think that's what they're going to do. They still do have the 2 timeouts. Of course, their offensive coordinator, Dustin Delaney, he is a very accomplished former head coach. He was the head coach at Shawnee Mission East, and he went 52-8 at Shawnee Mission East and won the state championship there. Now he's the offensive coordinator for Gardner. And they're going to use a timeout with 53.7 seconds to go in the half. We're going to take a 30-second break with them. Lions trailing 14-0 on KLWN. Depend on it.
The Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence welcomes Dr. Kelly Dummerth.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Dummerth. I have recently started at Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. What I'm super excited to bring to the table is a whole nother focus on the aesthetic side of smile design, bringing in Lawrence Dental Aesthetics so that we can focus on the cosmetic side of smile makeovers, Botox, filler, whitening, crowns, veneers, anything that you can think of that can really enhance your smile.
The Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Kind, caring, and understanding when you need it most. Online at kansascenterforsedationdentistry.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
53 seconds left in the first half with Matt Llewellyn. I'm Derek Johnson. Gardner leading 14-0 over Lawrence and a chance to score some more. They are at the 1-yard line here, and before we get to this play, we're going to take a legal ID on KLWN.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 1017 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it.
Well, it's first and goal with a running offense. Still one timeout left for Gardner, as Powell will be under center. The fullback is Kindler, and Powell will take it forward for the QB sneak in the end zone. There is, as you mentioned, a flag. So maybe somebody moved early. Would be huge for Lawrence if they could keep him out of the end zone before half. But again, we'll see what this flag is.
And they're backing up. It appears.
Yeah, maybe false start or somebody moved a little early.
No official call yet, but it does look like it's going to be against Gardner.
Oh, it's offside on Lawrence.
Okay. And I say that because the Gardner team kept on backing up and kept on backing up,
but they called it before he snapped it, so they're going to make him redo it. So it'll be first and goal at the half-yard line now. I imagine this might just be the same play with Powell taking a QB sneak. He's got 9 rushing touchdowns coming into this game, 19 total, compared to just 1 interception.
And it could be resetting the clock to 53. There's the line judge is just standing right between the two teams. Both line judges are out there. And now they are resetting the clock to 53.7. And now it looks like they're ready to go, and we're ready to go. Teams are set, and here we go. Derek.
Well, you might as well keep jumping offside if you have to. But Powell just QB sneak it again. He's into the end zone for another rushing touchdown. And Gardner leads 20-0 with 50.7 seconds remaining in the half.
So if you're Lawrence High, you'd love to get a score. Obviously in the red zone twice and nothing doing.
Both times inside the 10-yard line without any points.
And just it's heartbreaking. But here they're going for the here's the extra point try, which, of course,
taken by Adrian. And booted through the uprights. 21-0, Gardner in front. We'll take a 30-second break with 50 seconds left in the half. All Trailblazers on KLWN. Depend on it.
Truity Credit Union is a proud supporter of the Lawrence High Lions and all Lawrence public schools. We've donated over $61,000 to support our schools and teachers. Get your Chesty Lions Spirit debit card today. Each purchase you make with the card raises money for our schools. You swipe, we give. Visit a branch today or online at truitycu.org/spirit card to learn more. Stand up and cheer for your Lawrence Lions with Truity. Truity Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
51 seconds left, essentially. Gardner leading 21-0 at half. Lawrence High will get the ball to start the second half, but certainly not what they were hoping for when it was 0-0 after they got a 3-and-out, moved inside the 10. They've been inside the 10 twice, but no points to show for it. And Gardner will approach another kickoff, as Ashton Adrian booted the last one through the back of the end zone. The 5'10 senior was all Sunflower League honorable mention last year, and he boots another one into the end zone. This about halfway deep for another touchback. Lawrence High will send the offense out there. And they've moved the ball. They've picked up yards, but no points. Of course, last week they had 442 yards of offense, 13 first downs. They ran for 190, threw for 252. But it has been all Gardner here on the scoreboard.
On the scoreboard, I absolutely on the scoreboard. Lions have been able to do some things prior to the red zone. Once they've gotten in the red zone, it's just been 2 bad situations. But here we go. We'll see here what Clint Bowen decides to do on this.
Out of the pistol, Paul is the running back, and Paul will get the carry straight up the middle, and he's cut down right away. So maybe a yard on forward progress. LHS, of course, out of timeouts, so they seem content to go into the halftime break, as they're not really hurrying much to the line of scrimmage. Down to 30 seconds left in the quarter. Bowen looking to the sideline, so I think they're just going to take one more play and then bring it into the halftime break. There is a slight difference between the game and play clock, so I think they do have to snap it maybe one more time here. Lawrence High going to need a comeback in the second half. It'll be Bowen out of the pistol. I'll give another one up the middle. Malcolm Paul again hit after a gain of a couple. Tackle was made by Chase Bojanski, and that'll do it for the first half. The number one team in the state, Gardner, leading Lawrence High 21-0 after the first half of action. We will head to our halftime report, brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery. After this break in the action with Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson. You're listening to Lawrence High Football on KLWN. Depend on it.
Sigler Pharmacy strives to make each customer's pharmacy experience as smooth and simple as possible. Sigler believes that being a local pharmacy means providing healthcare services to its patients that are customized to meet their needs. Sigler can help manage medication refills for hypothyroidism, high blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They will even pre-pack your monthly med box and deliver it straight to your door. Let their knowledgeable pharmacist at Sigler Pharmacy help manage your medications and questions. Sigler Pharmacy cares. Call today.
Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
People are creatures of habit. You know what I mean? You get up, you get dressed, you barely have time to eat. If you're lucky, you didn't walk out without your cell phone, but you did remember the dry cleaning. In today's busy world, we may or may not have coffee on the way out the door to school or work. Thank goodness for Scotch Dry Cleaners, because Linda knows just how to put that morning smile right on my face when Billy isn't behaving in the back seat. Scotch Dry Cleaners. They are more than just cleaners. They are family. Family owned and operated. 10 locations, Lawrence and Topeka.
Time doesn't slow down, and you've got so much planned already going on every day. One thing you don't always plan for is surprises, especially an unpleasant one like a car accident. Your mind immediately starts spinning with questions about damages, coverage, injuries to you or the other party, and those questions might be urgent. The Law Office of Sally Kelsey in Lawrence is here to help. Sally Kelsey offers free consultations and has helped people with accidents for over 30 years. Let her help you with your claim and pursue any damages you are entitled to. That's Sally Kelsey, Kelsey.
And just like that, it all comes down to this. 4th and goal. Matt, take yourself inside the huddle. What play are you calling?
I'm saying, let's go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's the biggest play of the game.
No better time than that. There's no better spot to watch football than 23rd Street Brewery. We've got the Lions, the Firebirds, of course the Jayhawks, and all the NFL action.
Well, we better get out of here fast to catch the ending of the game. Dibs on the Haney turkey stack.
That's the 23rd Street Brewery, corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle.
Lawrence, Kansas is steeped in history and a diverse range of attractions. At the heart of it all is the Eldridge Hotel, built by our ancestors to be a place of rest. The Eldridge Hotel in downtown Lawrence continues to be an elegant, cozy home away from home, holding the best of amenities, elegant rooms, paired with an exquisite in-house restaurant with notable martini nights. See for yourself, eldridgehotel.com, and make your reservation at the elegant, historic Eldridge Hotel, named the best hotel in Kansas by Travel and Leisure.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome into our halftime report, brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery, open daily. You can check them out right now if you want, or after the game tonight. You can try all the great food from the Bill Self mac and cheese. You can get some of the wings, Haney turkey stack, Hank Booth burger, some of the great pastas. I love myself the Piper's Piping Hot Cajun pasta, everything I've gotten at 23rd. Delicious. Go check them out with all the football games going on this weekend at 23rd Street Brewery. We are here in the broadcast booth, the Hank Booth broadcast booth, brought to you by Trudy Credit Union. Get your Chesty Lions Spirit debit card today. Each purchase you make with the card raises money for our schools. You swipe, we give. Visit a branch of Trudy, cu.org/Spirit card to learn more. Stand up and fight for your Lawrence Lions. Gardner leads 21-0 at halftime over Lawrence High, and the scoreboard maybe not totally indicative of how it's felt like Lawrence High has been able to move the ball a little bit. And if they score points both times that they're in the red zone, even if both were field goals, it's a 2-score game. You're getting the ball in the second half. Obviously, if you score a touchdown both times, it's a 1-score game right now. We saw the Lawrence High defense really come out strong in the opening drive. They forced a 3-and-out, but since then, Gardner's been able to move up and down the field. Offense for Lawrence High has kind of moved the ball well the entire time, just hasn't finished the drives. I feel like this is a game where it's going to be tough because Gardner's only given up 6 points per game, and you're down 21, but the way they did move the ball, you can't completely count out Lawrence High even at this point.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I was distracted by Jackson Becker's dad.
Jackson Becker having a great game, by the way.
And Jackson Becker really is. You know what? You can't say anything bad about Lawrence High right now. I mean, look, this Gardner-Edgerton team was tough, and if the mistakes will kill you, and the mistakes is what has killed them tonight. The penalties, the interception, probably one of the biggest interceptions you ever see all year long. I mean, if it's not a pick six, it's something like that, because that essentially was a 14-point swing. We very easily could have scored on that. And like you say, we very easily could have gotten a field goal had it come to that, but that was on third down.
Yeah, I'm not saying they made a bad decision or anything. I'm just hypothetically,
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jackson Becker, Banks Bowen, big bright spots in this game. But again, Banks has the interception, but man, his passes have been right on the money, and it looked really good. I mean, he's looked like a leader out there. Down some kids. To be quite honest, let's see what happens, how they come out here this second half, get a quick touchdown. But just think about this here in the first quarter. Just think about this. Had they scored on that, I see a totally different game right now. Had they scored instead of throwing the interception, what does that do? That fires up the defense. The defense then goes out. Even if they do allow the touchdown, it's still that's 7-7 game, and then we've got to get an opportunity to get back in the end zone. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can happen, but that one interception was just so costly at that juncture in the game because we're up 7-0. We score the first time that Gardner-Edgerton all year had been scored on, and these kids know that. I mean, what is the mentality of them going in then and that defense with their okay, the offense did it for us.
The momentum
Let's
game.
go out. Let's prove it. Let's prove what we can do. Mm-hmm. And momentum is such a huge thing in high school sports more than anything else. We were talking just a second off the break. The Lawrence High Free State game, it is such a momentum thing. It does not matter who is the better team going into that ever, because the times that I've been involved in that game, in doing the radio, the favorite team, if there is a favorite team in that game, has never won. It just has not happened. And so,
well, I think there was one year where one of the teams, I can't remember which one, was like 7-0, and the other one
Lawrence High
didn't have a win or something. And even that one, even though Lawrence High, I think they were 7-0.
It was Cole Mondy.
Even then, it was like 28-13. So it's always just a coin flip game.
Well, and I even think that didn't. I believe Cole Mondy's team lost their senior year.
I don't know. This could have been a different year, but yeah.
Now I need to look that up.
I think this might have actually been year one of the Rampy. They were at 0 wins, 1 win, something like that. And I think Free State might have been like 6-1, 7-0, and Free State only beat them like 28-13. It's to your point. It's kind of a coin flip game. It just is, because it means so much to both teams. They've grown up playing football with each other. They know each other's tendencies. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's great. But I don't know. Maybe that becomes an interesting conversation. Obviously, we're not close to that point right now, but at some point in this game, if this does get a little more out of hand, like you do wonder if you're Lawrence High, do you start to maybe not try to show as much on tape for the next week with Free State? I don't know. But that's not a conversation you want to have just yet.
I guarantee you that's not what they were.
No, definitely not what they're talking about at halftime.
The practice that I saw, and as a matter of fact, they ran a couple plays that I have not seen yet. So we still could have a few things up our sleeve. Clint Bowen. But we'll just see here how they come out this second half. But, man, sharp on passes. I mean, sharp on passes. Had some nice runs. This thing is not over. This game is absolutely not over. We can come out here, get a quick score, get a stop on defense, get another score, and get right back into it. I mean, don't lose faith yet.
Yeah, getting the ball in the second half, that'll be very, very important. Lawrence High needs points on this first drive. Gardner, again, the #1 team in 6A. Lawrence High, meanwhile, is receiving votes in the K-Preps top 5 for 6A and also the Max Preps top 10 for 6A. So this is still a really good Lawrence school. It's just Gardner's been really good all season long and has taken advantage of some of the mistakes so far by Lawrence High to this point. By the way, what's going on over at Free State High School, at Shawnee Mission North High School, the Free State Firebirds are leading the Bison 28-6 at halftime. Wesley Edison has 4 rushing touchdowns for Free State, who is up by 22. And if they win that game, they would enter into the City Showdown next week at 6-0. Lawrence High again at 4-1 on the season, coming into tonight against a 5-0 Gardner team. I mean, tough schedules to finish for both schools. For Lawrence, you play Gardner, then you have Free State. For Free State, they'll play Lawrence High next week, and then the week after that, they have Olathe North. So certainly a tough way to finish for both schools down the stretch here, but we're almost close to playoff season, too. That's pretty crazy to talk about here. Our insurance sponsor is brought to you by Kurt Gieser State Farm in Lawrence. Like a good neighbor, Kurt Gieser's State Farm team is there to serve all of your insurance needs. Give Kurt and his team a call today. So as far as the second half of action for Lawrence High, is there anything you're going to be looking to see that could be cues about how this thing could go, or what you're looking for that you think the Lions could do better in the second half?
Well, the thing that they were really practicing was the option, and I haven't seen them run any option. I've seen Gardner-Edgerton run some option and run it really well, but they were really going after the option when given a certain look on the defense. And so I don't know that I have seen that look from the Gardner-Edgerton defense. So we'll just see here, and when it comes up, I will absolutely point it out. But so I'm going to look for that. But man, you've got to think that Banks is going to be successful throwing the ball, because he certainly was in the first half, and he had some great catches to Jackson Becker. You love to see what that sophomore can do, because we certainly saw it make 2 outstanding catches. And just this kid's going to be special for 3 years for us.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we got a handful plus of minutes before we start the second half of action. Again, Gardner leading 21-0 over the Lions of Lawrence High at the halftime break, celebrating Senior Day for Lawrence High School. Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson. We're going to take another break in the action. This is our halftime show, brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery on KLWN. Depend on it.
Hi, this is Andy Sherman, and I start my weekday mornings at 8 a.m. with According to the Record with Kim Murphy. A cup of coffee is great, but you're really not awake until you find out what's going on in the community in Douglas County. And this gift for you every day is free just by listening in to FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
There are a lot of Mexican restaurants that claim to be authentic or think their food tastes that way, but nothing compares to Mama's Tamale Shop. Enjoy artistically prepared tamales, empanadas, and street tacos with your choice of meats and salsas that are prepared fresh to order. Not sure what to order? Mama's will always give you a sample. Relax and enjoy great food and try one of the fresh waters or jarritos on the patio. Authentic Mexican food. Come hungry, leave satisfied. Mama's Tamale Shop, 9th in Louisiana.
Truity Credit Union is a proud supporter of the Lawrence High Lions and all Lawrence public schools. We've donated over $61,000 to support our schools and teachers. Get your Chesty Lions Spirit debit card today. Each purchase you make with the card raises money for our schools. You swipe, we give. Visit a branch today or online at truitycu.org/spirit card to learn more. Stand up and cheer for your Lawrence Lions with Truity. Truity Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Meadowbrook Apartments sits on a 45-acre hillside in the heart of Lawrence. Plenty of space to enjoy and always a great view. Meadowbrook is just west of the KU campus, making it convenient for generations of Jayhawks who have called Meadowbrook home. Locally owned and managed, living is easy at Meadowbrook Apartments with 24-hour emergency maintenance, access to the KU bus route, and plenty of amenities. There's so much to enjoy. Call now for upcoming availability, 785-842-4200 or online at meadowbrookapartments.net.
Meadowbrook Apartments at meadowbrookapartments.net.
There's nothing better on a crisp fall day than biting into fresh-baked cookies from Eileen's Colossal Cookies. Pick from 14 delicious flavors to take along to soccer, football tailgates, hay rides, birthday parties, or whatever occasion you need a sweet treat. Cookies can be frosted or custom decorated from bite-size to 16-inch. Got a special occasion or fundraiser? Order your cookies or cookie dough from Eileen's. No job is too large. Come to Eileen's Colossal Cookies, 6th and Wakarusa. You will love them.
Fall back in love with your carpets again. Rainbow Restoration, your locally owned and trusted home restoration company for over 20 years, has a limited time offer to make your home ready for the holidays. With Rainbow's advanced carpet cleaning equipment and attention to detail, they will transform the look and feel of your home and improve indoor quality. 2 rooms for $109. This great offer doesn't last long. Must book by Friday the 13th. Call 785-371-2400 or text 785-328-4644 to schedule today.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to our 23rd Street Brewery halftime show here on KLWN. Lawrence High trailing Gardner 21-0. With Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson. Scores from around 6A. Olathe North beating Shawnee Mission West last night 48-0. There's actually a big one, even though it's 4A versus 5A, worth mentioning here. Bishop Miege leading St. Thomas Aquinas 10-0 there. Blue Valley leading Blue Valley North 15-0. Blue Valley Southwest over Blue Valley Northwest 41-28 right now. Free State leading 28-6 over Shawnee Mission North. You can hear that one over on 92.9 The Bull. Olathe East is leading Olathe West 28-0. Mill Valley on top of Shawnee Mission South 21-0. Shawnee Mission East 9, Olathe Northwest 0. Olathe South is in front of Shawnee Mission Northwest 32-0. Of course, Lawrence High will get Olathe, or Gardner will get Olathe South in their senior day, in their final regular season game. Elsewhere in kind of the local area, Baldwin is leading Osawatomie 42-0. Ottawa over Bonner Springs 37-0, and Eudora over Schlegel 60-0. Tonganoxie trailing Lewisburg 22-15. Spring Hill over Paola 35-21. Derby and Mays are tied 21-all right now. Hutchinson leading Hayesville Campus 35-7. And elsewhere around 6A football right now, you are seeing Wichita Heights and Wichita Southeast tied 0-0. Wichita Northwest leading Wichita South 63-0. Manhattan over Junction 23-0. Washburn Rural on Topeka High 34-zip. Hayes leading Dodge City 20-6. Garden City over Ulysses 35-8. And those are some of your scores from around Kansas at the 5 and 6A levels here as we get ready for the second half play. About a couple minutes before we get going here, Lawrence High will receive the second half kickoff. Obviously, we saw the quarterback Banks Bowen get hurt a couple times, so he's able to come back. So you hope that he was able to get mended during the halftime break. And Matt, you actually had a chance to catch up with Connor Becker, who does great work for the Lawrence Journal World and writing the recaps of all the games and working on game previews and stuff. Any notion to some of the stats that we've seen in the first half so far?
We need more in the second. I think was the bottom line of that analysis that I had with him. Connor always a great help with stats and always showing us what's going on. Jackson Becker has just been great so far. I mean, he's absolutely been the
biggest standout.
He's been the bright spot in this game offensively for the Lions.
Yeah, Becker with 3 big catches. He had the long one from kind of the middle of the field. We've seen Edwards and Paul have a couple nice runs. Bowen's had a couple nice passes, defensive side of the ball. We've seen a few plays from some of the defensive linemen, some nice tackles. Players like Mekhi Hernandez, Noah Richardson kind of stick out. And they're going to need lots more big plays in the second half. I think you're going to need the formula here. Lawrence High is going to need to go down, get some points on their first drive. You're going to need maybe a turnover or two in the second half, and who knows? Maybe you can get right back into this thing and shock the #1 team in the state of Kansas in 6A in Gardner. Of course, Gardner played for the state championship game last season. They lost to Manhattan 21-20 in the state title. That was their second ever state title appearance. They also played in the 5A state title in 2009 when they lost to Hutch 52-14. And they are on a quest for that first state title this season. 21-0, they lead it at the start of the second half. Lawrence High will receive to start the third quarter. They'll be going from right to left. Gardner will be going from left to right.
And I don't know if you've had an opportunity to really appreciate these windows, but I'm going to thank my stepson Micah for getting out here and washing all of the windows in the press box, because it's been pretty rough to see through these things, as Sam would be able to attest to from last week. But they got really cleaned up. Thank you, Micah Cordes, number 23 out there, and he's right in front of the press box, jumping around with some of the other sophomores who probably won't get to see much action tonight, but or probably no action.
See, but the one problem with him doing the windows, they look so good, is now I'm going to expect this each and every game.
Absolutely, no question.
This is the new bar.
No question. This is our bar for window cleanliness here at Lawrence High School from the Hank booth.
All right, kicking off Ashton Adrian. He has an absolute boot to him. We've seen him kick it through the end zone a couple times. He launches this one away. A little more returnable. It dives and hits the 10, and it'll go out of bounds before Lawrence High touches it. So this will be pretty good field position for the Lions to open things up. Could be a good start, and you hope a good symbol of things to come for the home team.
And the wind must be blowing, because it did look like it got caught by the wind a little bit on that one. So we'll take it starting at the 35-yard line.
And LHS, they've gotten inside the 10-yard line of Gardner twice, but one interception and a fourth down stop did them in. Gardner has only given up 4 touchdowns all season long.
And I'm absolutely thinking they're going to come out hitting strong. Try to do exactly what they did in that first quarter for those quick hitters, maybe even go for the home run ball with 4 wide receivers on this opening play.
Gardner's only given up 7 points in the third quarter. Lawrence has scored 48. They'll give up the middle to Edwards, and he is going to get knocked behind the line of scrimmage. Dawson Kindler finished him off. The linebacker, Mark Dabiak, the former All-State Sam linebacker from Spring Hill, got in there first.
Well, Gardner-Edgerton read them. I did not, for -1 on that Taj Edwards' first play of this second half, and I didn't see that coming at all. I was absolutely thinking that was going to be a pass play.
Gardner obviously with 21 points. They haven't allowed more than 21 points over their last 10 games dating back to last year. As Bowen on the 2nd and 11 looking to the sideline from their own 34-yard line. They'll send Paul in motion to the right side of it. Only one high safety for Gardner, and Bowen going to try to take advantage, looking downfield. Nobody's there, though, and now he's going to get swallowed up. A sack back to the 30. Lawrence High continues to move backward. It was Isaiah Williams, the 6'6 junior.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're just going to push him back to the 31. So only a 4-yard loss for Bowen on that one.
It's 3rd down and 14, so the Lions had good field position, but they've moved negatively the first 2 plays. Now they're going to have a long way to go. They got to get up to their own 45-yard line, and Gardner certainly has a little blood in the water on this defensive line. Bowen will send Mosman in motion, dropping back. Pressure comes. He throws it left. It's caught short, and Paul will just angle out at the 37-yard line, so it's a gain of 6 yards, but Lawrence High is going to have a 4th down and long.
Yeah, bring up 4th down and 8, but nice pickup by Paul, and that was kind of what I was expecting to see on 1st down. The quick hitter, no matter where or what it was, so nice little pickup, but they are absolutely going to boot this one away.
So Lafort will punt away. Gardner has scored on their last 3 drives after 3 and outing on their first. Low snap, Lafort gets it. This one will be a low one that'll hit at the 30, take an LHS bounce to the 25, and that's where it hits off Wingard. It hit off him and bounced forward some more.
Yeah, and that's too bad they saw that because it was hard to tell. I think it was right off his foot and then bounced forward 5 yards from there, but hard to see, but they saw it on that one. Took a great Lawrence High aided bounce, but they'll start it on the 25-yard line. So defense is now going to have to come up big here for Lawrence High School.
It's a 38-yard punt officially for LaForte, and Gardner takes over at their own 25. And their last 3 drives, all touchdowns. 2 of them a bit of shorter fields around the 50, but one of them from about this range. It's a fake, and Powell finds a huge hole to the right. 35-40, Powell cuts back into the 50, and he's twisted down to about the 40-yard line by Makai Hernandez. Huge gain.
Makai able to get him from behind, and man, without him making the effort, making that run, that would have been 6 points.
He gets all the way to the LHS 41-yard line. It's a gain of 34 on Gardner's first play. And Lawrence High, needing a strong start in the second half, has seen the opposite happen so far. Powell on 1st and 10 fakes. He drops back. He's going to throw to the outside. Open and caught is Griffin Martin, then breaks one up to the 20. And he's finally dragged down from behind by Ben Marker into the Lawrence High red zone.
Yeah, Xander Thomas would normally take huge advantage of that, having a wide receiver, but Xander just basically missed him on that hit right. Would have been still would have been the first down, but that would have stopped an additional 10 yards had Xander been able to get him on the initial hit.
They officially mark it at the 20-yard line, gain of 21. So they've run 2 plays on offense to start this half, and you can tell Gardner coming out leading 21-0. They want to put the foot on the neck of the Lions to open up the second half. Powell under center sends Martin in motion. They'll pitch it left. Running that way is their tailback in a bit of a corner edge. Then he's going to be brought down. That was Sire Padilla in about 7 or 8 yards on first down. Mark him at the 12, so officially a gain of 8 for Padilla.
Yeah, and Gardner just doing everything they need to do. The play calling is right. They're making all the right reads. They're following their blockers and just doing whatever they need to do here on this drive.
2nd down and 2 from the 12-yard line. Padilla stays in as the fullback behind the formation with Powell under center. Powell's going to fake left, go right, then he pitches to Ellis. Ellis has the edge of the 10 to the 5, and he could have walked into the end zone as he sprints through. Gardner expands their lead even more. It's 27-0 Trailblazers.
Yeah, and that is foot on the neck. Is that what the term you used there a second ago, Derek? And that's kind of what we looking like what we have right here.
9:06 to go in the third quarter. Gardner 27 with a PAT pending. A hold by Hawkinson, the ex-receiver. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is through the uprights. 28-0, Gardner will take a 30-second break. 9:06 to go in the third on KLWN. Depend on it.
And just like that, it all comes down to this. 4th and goal. Matt, take yourself inside the huddle. What play are you calling?
I'm saying, let's go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's the biggest play of the game.
No better time than that. There's no better spot to watch football than 23rd Street Brewery. We've got the Lions, the Firebirds, of course the Jayhawks, and all the NFL action.
Well, we better get out of here fast to catch the ending of the game. Dibs on the Haney turkey stack.
That's the 23rd Street Brewery, corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
So not the start that Lawrence was hoping for, getting the ball in the second half. Instead, within 3 minutes, they had to do 3 and out, and Gardner went down and scored in, I think, a 4-play drive for 75 yards. And they lead 28-0 with 9:06 to go in the third quarter. Kickoff going to hit at the 2, and it'll bounce out of bounds.
So another good start. They'll be starting on the 35-yard line.
And so once again, this is where they started last time. The first 2 plays, though, went backwards. And they had the short pass completion on 3rd down before punting away.
Yeah, so they're going to have a redo of what they had last drive, and hopefully they don't start it in the same fashion. Because the only positive play on that was their 3rd play of that drive, and that was a decent little 7-yard pickup, a decent 7-yard pickup by Paul. And the referees initially put it on the 30, which gets some grumblings here, and now that's on the 35, and we're ready to go.
All right, well, out of the gun from the left hash, Bowen takes the chest high snap, throws, and it's well too high, incomplete.
Yep, in and out of the hands of Mason Mosman, and nobody was deep for Gardner-Edgerton, or that ball would have been picked off because it was off the hands of Mason, and that ball went another 20 yards. That was thrown like a rocket by Banks.
I don't know if the 6'9" nose guard who's out there right now, Chris Marcos, he might not have been high enough to catch that one. On 2nd down and 10. Bowen from the left hash out of the pistol. They're going to fake to Edwards. He'll throw. It's caught over the middle by Paul, who works to the right and forward, and he's got the first down. Gain of 11, and now a late flag comes in.
Nice pickup by Paul there. Banks, perfect throw. Paul able to make a couple moves and get up, make 11 yards on the play, and it looks like this is maybe going against Gardner-Edgerton, and it is.
And, yeah, it is going to be against Gardner after the play, so some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct.
Wow. Add 15 yards.
Moves him to the 39-yard line of Gardner.
And you would think that that would be something that moving forward in the playoffs, and if you get deep in the playoffs, you cannot do stupid things like that. And we've seen Gardner-Edgerton do that a couple times tonight.
1st and 10 from their 39, 8:45 to go in the third. Bowen straight drop back, quick throw left, caught on a contested ball to Mason Mosman. And he's brought to the ground immediately up to the 33.
But picked up 5, maybe 6 yards.
Mosman last week had 3 catches for 35 yards and a touchdown. Senior getting it a little bit closer to the red zone here for the Lions. Well, amazingly, as great as this defense has been for Gardner, they lost 9 players who earned some sort of All-Sunflower League recognition from last season. They returned 3 of them to the unit, and whether it's been transfers, players getting better, those returning players just adding to the team, they have been
still
stellar on this end.
A deep and old team.
Bowen drops back, looking downfield right. Pressure comes. Now he evades it. Now more time. Now fires a bullet. Caught by Mosman and stays in bounds as he drops down right at the sideline at the 21.
But a flag on the play that will probably be coming back.
Could be a hold on the Lions.
The referee.
It is going to be a hold.
It'll hold against the Lions. And that's unfortunate because that would have been a first down. It would have been a 20-yard pickup.
Instead, they're back to their own, or the Gardner 43-yard line, and it's 2nd down and 14 yards to go. They've got to get to the Gardner 29, obviously trailing 28-0. You'd imagine 4-down territory here for the Lions. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. H-back left of the formation, and there's the one running back in there. Bowen takes the snap. 5-step drop, quick throw left is caught by Wingard. Slips one, almost drops the ball, but he holds on, and he's hit from behind. Dawson Kindler knocking him to the 27.
But not before he's able to pick up about 19 yards on that play.
He almost fumbled that football, but was able to hold on.
He was. He had the catch. Seemed like it was just fine, and then bobbled a little bit before bringing it back in and going down. But nice job by Mason and Banks getting it to him. 1st down Lions in Gardner-Edgerton territory on the 28-yard line, 27-yard line.
Coming in motion is going to be Mosman. Give up the middle to Paul. Nowhere to go. The ball's out. Gardner stripped the ball free, and they're going the other way. There is a flag, as Matt mentioned. If this stands, this will be a touchdown for Mark Dabiak. He just ripped the ball clean and took it the other way for a touchdown. We'll see what the flag is.
Some of the Lions are staying down on their end of the field.
And Gardner's putting their hands up with the touchdown signals.
But no real, there are players from the 20-yard line to the other side of the field on the 35-yard line. So, they're all over the place. And it looks like it's coming back.
Maybe a face mask on Gardner.
But no, we've not gotten a ruling yet, an official ruling as far as I've seen from the White Hat.
Yeah, they're still just moving the ball up, but it appears that this is going to stay with Lawrence High. So, I don't know, maybe a face mask again on Gardner and trying to get the ball out, and maybe they ripped the face mask too. I don't know. Again, still waiting on the head official to make a signal.
I mean, personal foul, face mask. Wow. Wow.
That's a break for Lawrence.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so this is a 15-yard penalty. That's going to be one we're going to want to watch, but either way, it's great for Lawrence High. It negates the fumble and the touchdown by Gardner-Edgerton. It will be Lawrence High School ball in the red zone again, which has not been pleasant for Lawrence High. We're on the 15-yard line.
Well, the chains are marked the opposite way, so
Well,
they're going to have to fix that.
Well, I think those are kind of
right now.
Those are volunteers, and they don't.
Well, I know. Right now, Lawrence High is a first and -3. So
first and -3. There you go. They'll figure that out, and okay.
And now they fix it up.
Everybody's
so it'll be first and
happy
10
about
at the
that.
15.
First, so I don't know how to mark that play. We'll say 15 penalty, and here we go. In the red zone again, 15-yard line.
Bowen fakes the Jacobson, going to throw a fade route to the left for Wingard. Almost a one-handed catch in the corner, but couldn't hold it.
Almost had that, had his hand way up in the air over the defender. I was worried again because the defender was in between the ball and the receiver, but unable to get to it, and so was Wingard. So coming back, second down 10 from the 15-yard line. 6:59 yet to go in the third quarter. Lions trailing 28-0 to Gardner-Edgerton.
That coverage was Cameron Porter. We saw his twin brother Eli Porter have an interception earlier. Second and 10 from the 15. Bowen drops back. Late pressure coming on the corner around the left. He throws right, though, into the corner. Just off the hands of his intended target in the end zone.
Wingard. Yep, and that ball, Wingard was more open on that play and had it in both hands. You want to say that, and it's the furthest part from the field, so it's hard to really get the grasp of what exactly Wingard was up against on that one, but it was in and out of his hands. I would say he should have had that ball.
So third down and 10, they're going to have two tries to try to pick this thing up over 10 yards. They don't have to get it all back at once. Jacobson will be the running back to the right hip of Bowen. He'll drop back, pressure on the right. Jacobson helps pick it up. He's going to dart out to the right now, looking downfield. Can't run it, and he's just going to have to throw it out of bounds with nobody open.
And 2 wide receivers to 5 defenders in the end zone for the Lions. Absolutely nothing doing for Banks down there, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
It's now 4th and 10.
Had he opted to go ahead and turn it up and keep the ball, he probably could have gained some yardage, but probably not enough for the first down, and would have probably been killed. So we'll just go ahead and accept that as the play. 4th down and 10.
Bowen gonna give. It's gonna be
double
reversed
reverse
to Paul. Paul has
Paul's
the
got
edge around
room.
the right, up to the 10-yard line, goes out. He's got the first down at the 5, stiff arms, and he's hit out at the 3. Malcolm Paul, the first down on 4th and 10.
I didn't see the setup, but man, I saw that play. That was what I've been waiting for. The double reverse, just a great setup. That's going to be fun to watch on 1320 KLWN. Get that stream up and watch that play, because that was a real little bit of razzle dazzle. Paul able to get that first down. 12 yards. That's going to be 1st and goal for the Lions.
And at first you see a handoff on 4th and 10 to Jacobson. You're going, hey, what's going on here?
And to the wrong side of the field. but Paul got it and able to pick up those yards.
Yes, he did. So 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Lions looking to punch in their first points of the game. Gardner, again, has only given up 4 touchdowns all season long.
And normally you would say here, Lions just power through and try to get through. But my goodness, these Gardner-Edgerton defensive linemen are absolutely huge.
And they're about to get a delay of game, and because of it, they're going to have to take a timeout. And again, some costly clock management here. We'll keep it right here. But Lawrence trailing 28-0. You need those timeouts, and we saw this in the first half too. They had a 4th down and about 3 or 4. But they were out of timeouts, and they had to take a delay a game. Here, they almost get a delay a game at the 2, and now they have to use a timeout. And again, trailing 28-0 against a team who runs the football, you can't afford to have those mistakes. So keeping it right here on KLWN. Matt Llewellyn,
Joel
I'm Derek
Becker, our
Johnson.
producer, is giving me weird signs, and I don't, normally Joel's yelling at me. We're yelling at each other on Thursday mornings. Not really yelling. but I don't know what he's trying to tell me now. And he doesn't have a microphone, so that's kind of good too. That's a lot of fun. As our producer and not our.
Yeah, you can talk. You can talk all you want bad about Joel. Right now is your time. You won't be able to respond till Thursday. You might forget what you have said by then.
He could turn my mic down, I guess.
He does have ultimate power on that.
Yes, he does.
First and goal from the 2 for the Lions out of the timeout. 6:35 left in the third quarter, trailing 28-0 here. Obviously, beyond the score, though, you are trying to get some momentum back for next week. Have yourself feeling good going into the city showdown, and style points do matter a little bit from that standpoint, especially when taking on the number 1 team. You want to leave here tonight going, we competed with one of the best teams in the state. So here's Bowen out of the gun from the right hash. Paul is the running back to his left side. Bowen going to keep it himself. QB power, nowhere to go to the left.
He's got it, touchdown!
Touchdown across the goal line for Banks Bowen, his 8th rushing touchdown and 14th total touchdown of the season. And Lawrence High on the board here with 6:31 in the third quarter.
And that's what we've wanted to see. Them in the end zone have had 3 opportunities in the red zone tonight. First one they've been able to capitalize on, and it just feels good to get on the board against this Gardner-Edgerton team, and it goes back to coulda, woulda, shoulda earlier in the game.
And so PAT coming for Andre Lafort. Hold by Bowen is good. The kick, plenty of distance. It is no good, though, wide of the uprights.
Yeah, wide left, I think.
So it is 28-6, 6:31 to go. We'll take a 30-second break. Lions score for the first time tonight on KLWN. Depend on it.
The Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry in Lawrence welcomes Dr. Kelly Dummerth.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Dummerth, and I've recently started at Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Currently, what I'm working on bringing into the office is called Lawrence Dental Aesthetics, where we're able to focus on a lot of aesthetic side of smile design and smile redesign, doing Botox and fillers, smile makeovers, whitening, a bunch of different stuff to really add to our whole smile goals.
The Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry. Kind, caring, and understanding when you need it most. Online at kansascenterforsedationdentistry.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back into KLWN with Matt Llewellyn. I'm Derek Johnson as we get ready for this kickoff from Lawrence High. Their first touchdown of the game. They trail 28-6. Gardner gets ready to have the football back. By the way, over on 92.9 The Bull, Free State is leading Shawnee Mission North 42-6. Wesley Edison has 5 touchdown runs and 1 touchdown pass. So Firebirds taking on the same team. Lawrence High beat 37-22 last week, and the Firebirds up by 36 points. They've been quite impressive to start this season. It'll be a pooch kick for Lawrence High, and it's going to be caught by Gardner, and this could actually be a flag. The receiving man who got the ball, Briggs Cunningham, fair caught it, then started to run with it. Normally, if you start running with it after you fair catch it, it's supposed to be a flag for personal foul for kind of deking the ref, but they didn't call it here, so they just call him on the fair catch at the 28, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Gardner. The Trailblazers have scored touchdowns each of their last 4 drives, and their last drive may be the easiest. They had 4 plays for 75 yards and a score. LHS defense looking to find some grit here after their offense scored for the first time tonight. This Gardner offense has scored 42 or more points in every game this season except for last week when they put up 21 against Olathe North. Powell, the quarterback's had a real nice game. He's under center. He'll fake a pitch left, drop back to pass, rolls up to the right, throws downfield. Open is his target. It's going to be caught for a first down. Mason Shoemaker works up to the 41, and Gardner showing they are much more than a flexbone offense. It is in a huge game passing for Braven Powell.
And Devin Foster putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback at that point in time, and that's one thing that we haven't been able to talk about too much tonight is the pressure on the quarterback. And, that's the missing of Connor Nowak, how important that young man is going to be to bring him back next week for the Free State game. 1st and 10 from the LHS 41. Powell fakes up the middle, then goes to the left, and he works his way to about the 36-yard line. Maybe 37. Devin Foster getting a little extra hits in there, I think. Devin used to being able to have his way every game this year and really being able to do some really, really nice things. But they've been able to contain him this week. But Devin, just a sophomore, he's got a couple more years of maturity, and extra special things coming from that young man in the
Powell
future.
dropped the ball on the snap. He's able to jump on it. It will be a loss of a yard. That could have been a big swing play for Lawrence. Well, this Gardner offensive line, they average 258 pounds. They really will hit you low. It's that left side of the offensive line. Whitley along two at center. Both Whitley and their left guard are all Sunflower League honorable mention picks. And from left tackle to center, the average is 288 pounds. We've seen them go that way a good amount on some key plays. It's third down. Gardner has to get to the Lawrence High 31-yard line at the 38. Powell's been excellent tonight, the quarterback for the Blazers. He'll drop straight back, pressure up the middle, gets hit as he throws on the jump pass, incomplete. And the Lions force a fourth down.
And
pressure.
Getting some pressure in there. And there were a couple
might have been Jahir Johnson blitzing as the linebacker.
That's right. Jahir Johnson was in there, Devin Foster in there, and you love to see that happening because that's what they're going to have to do. With that great quarterback over at Free State getting in the end zone a lot tonight, they're going to want to put a lot of pressure on him.
Well, it's fourth down. They're going for it, and the Lions jumped offside.
And that's going to make their job easier.
So all of a sudden, a 4th and 7 will become a 4th and short, and who knows? They might have not even gone for that. They might have ended up, just trying to get them off and then taking a timeout or maybe pooch punting it, but now you'd certainly think they will.
As they've made short yardage situations look very, very easy tonight. And this is not a gimme being 2 yards. I'll call it a long 2.
Yep, they've got to get to the 31. They're at the 33. We'll see if they can try to get them to jump off again. Powell under center. They'll snap it. Fake left, run to the right. It's pitched to the outside. First down and more for Grant Ellis. Up to the 20. Burst through, and he's going to go in untouched for a score from 33 yards out.
And just great downfield blocking by Gardner-Edgerton. Those players knew exactly what to do. That play very, very well designed. And, the way it looked for me, they were just all in the right spots. Exactly. Their downfield offensive blocking was just absolutely spectacular.
So 4:42 to go in the third quarter. Gardner looking to punch in another PAT. Bit of a low snap, but held well, and the kick plenty of distance. It is through the uprights. Gardner 35, Lawrence High 6. 4:42 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back after this time out in the action on KLWN. Depend on it.
The 2023 Kansas City Kidney Walk takes place on Sunday, October 8th at KC Live in the Power and Light District. Join the National Kidney Foundation in celebrating the kidney community right here in Kansas City by registering to walk with friends and family. Don't miss out on any of the fun. Register today at kidneywalk.org. That's kidneywalk.org.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
35-6. Gardner has scored touchdowns on their last 5 drives. And Lawrence almost had them. They had a 4th and 7, but the offside and then the 33-yard touchdown run. And the Blazers expand their lead to 29. With Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson on KLWN. Another kickoff for Adrian, who booted out of bounds both times in this half, so he squibs it, and it goes through the hands of Jacobson, gets back to the 5, picks it up at the 5, and he's going to work up to the 10, hit a couple times, and does what he can to work to about the 12. The Lions have had a couple disasters on kick return. They had the one where a guy caught it at the 7 with a knee on the ground, and this one fumbles through, so bad field position.
And we're able to gain some yards when we're deep in our own territory, but our only TD came when we started at the 35, and it was aided by 2 15-yard penalties. So we'll see here what happens on this drive here.
Well, last season Gardner won 35-7. This year they're leading 35-6. It was 14-7 last year at halftime, but LHS had 2 second-half picks, couldn't score in that half, and just like this game, last year it was 1 week before the city showdown. They actually have Malcolm Paul in at quarterback now, and he'll give up the middle to Tony Jacobson. And Jacobson going to be driven back.
Taj.
Or I'm sorry, yes, Taj Edwards for a loss of a yard. So maybe signaling the white flag a little bit here.
and maybe just make sure that Banks stays healthy. Banged up a little bit on a personal foul, late hit out of bounds earlier in the second quarter. And injured on that play, but has been in and been very effective. I mean, been effective so far this half, but out right now.
Paul will send in motion. High snap, going to give off. This time it is Jacobson who jets through the middle for about 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah, nice play by Tony. Followed his blockers, did exactly what he was supposed to do, and picks up 8 yards.
He's up to the 18. Of course, Malcolm Paul is running back for this team. He's technically the 4th string quarterback. Tyson Grammer out for the year. Adric Watson wasn't dressed today. So Paul is normally a running back, kind of the backup here, and with the game maybe a little out of reach, Bowen, who has been beaten up a couple times and sent to the trainer's table a couple times, they just decide to avoid any more big knocks on him. They'll give up the middle again. Jacobson spins through, finds a hold of the 25 to the 30, now running forward to the 40. Great run by Tony Jacobson and through to that third level of the defense, and a first down, Lawrence.
And 22 yards on that pickup there by Tony. And Tony almost, and you know, this is where Tony is really, we've seen it this year and so many other times. He gets that first 10 yards and gets away from people. He has got a second gear that he can really kick it in, and not really able to kick in that second gear at this time because he was just kind of had people all over him that whole time. But 20-yard pickup by Tony.
Mosman in motion, give again to Jacobson, who will get pushed at the line. Forward progress for a gain of 1. Tackle with Thomas Saviston and Spencer Easley.
Mosman and Jacobson coming out now. Taj Edwards in.
And we'll see if
Jackson Becker in.
Malcolm Paul throw it all. Don't know his throwing ability, or if it's just strictly wildcat and running here for the running back. 2nd down and 9 for the Lions from their own 41. And Paul will take the snap. He'll give it up the middle, and this is Edwards, hits a wall. He breaks off it, then he works to the opposite side for a gain of about 2.
An impressive 2-yard run. You don't usually call a 2-yard run impressive, but that was hit initially at the line of scrimmage, and Edwards able to twist around and get around and come maybe 4 or 5 yards this side of the field and able to gain 2. So a good 2 yards for Taj on that one.
3rd down and 7 for the Lions. About a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Again, an update over at Free State where the Firebirds leading Shawnee Mission North 49-6.
3rd down, 7.
And Paul out of the gun. He's going to take a QB power to the right, finds a crease, and just short of the first down. About a yard. A good run, though, by Paul.
Yeah, nice run. You almost think that we go for it. Oh, and Paul is still down.
And, he's in a lot of pain. It almost looked like his head might have slammed against the turf.
He's in a weird position there. Probably maybe better break
he's
here.
Kind of moving around now, but he's certainly in some pain. He is moving his right arm around, so that's good to see. But, man.
It'll be 4th and 1.
He is getting his leg stretched out, it appears now. So maybe that, at least you just hope, means cramp.
I mean, the next option at quarterback, as far as I am aware, would be.
I mean, they could put Bowen back in, maybe.
Yeah, of course. And Bowen still has his helmet on, and I think Clint is motioning to Banks, and Devin McAnderson got his hand on Banks, looking like he's going to go in right now. And it does look like Paul's going to be okay. Looks like they're stretching him out for cramp.
And that would be good news there. Well, it'll be 4th and 1, certainly trailing by 29. This will be a go for it.
Oh, yeah, he is absolutely cramping up out there.
Well, that's good news then, the alternative than anything else.
Absolutely.
Once again, as we have a quick break in the action here, we are brought to you by all our wonderful sponsors, 23rd Street Brewery, Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry, Mama's Tamale Shop, Kurt Gieser State Farm, and Truity Credit Union. Gardner 35, Lawrence High 6. Minute 11 to go in the third quarter.
Will you be down at Mama's Tamales tomorrow?
Big Mill tomorrow. Mama's
Big Mill.
Tamale Shop, our high school sports weekly sponsor. You can go out there every Thursday. We had Lawrence High football on about a week ago over at Mama's Tamale
Malcolm
Shop.
Paul gets up and jogs off the field, so that's a good to see. So able to get that cramp out, and he'll be out for this play and maybe back in next. Banks Bowen in a quarterback.
Yeah, so clearly that's a good sign, though, that Bowen is okay, and they're just trying to avoid any more hits on him for next week and the rest of the season. 4th down and 1, though. The running back is Jacobson, who had that big run earlier this drive. Jacobson will get the call up the middle, sidesteps a few, dragging at the line. Lawrence High
pushed through.
What a run by Jacobson just to get the first down. He just kept the feet driving, and enough to move the chains just barely. At least you'd think
they have not called it yet, but I don't know that. Yeah, there we go. Finally called it. Oh, my God. That was a little bit of too much drama for what it really appeared. And you were worried at first, but he kept on moving his feet, and really that was line versus line, which is normally what it is in that type of situation, 4th and 1. But Lions line and Tony Jacobson won that battle barely. But we'll take any win we can get. So 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line.
He'll drop back. Bowen, long drop, going to throw a deep ball.
Got him in. Oh, that's going to be a flag
Winger
on that
gets
play.
Knocked down.
Oh, where's the flag?
They're not going to throw a flag. They're going to say maybe just lost his own footing.
Oh, he was pushed in the back. There is no question in my mind. He was pushed. Winger was pushed in the back and fell down. And that ball was catchable, and it was just – and I'm at a loss.
29 seconds left in the third quarter. It'll now be 2nd down and 10. Bowen averaging about 230 total yards per game. He's going to stay in there even as Paul kind of gets stretched out on the sideline.
2nd and 10.
It's Edwards, the running back, behind him, and it'll be a give to Edwards up the middle, who meets a wall after picking up a yard.
And they're not even giving him a yard that time. No gifts anymore, I guess.
Tackles made by Spencer Easley.
And this quarter is going to come to an end right here as we're 12 seconds and winding down, and we'll take that. 3rd and 10 now. Lions on the 50-yard line, and see what we can come up with in the 4th quarter to try to make this a little bit more of a respectable score, but didn't go the direction we wanted it to in the 3rd quarter, even though we were able to get on the board.
All right, heading to the 4th quarter after this break on KLWN. Depend on it.
There are a lot of Mexican restaurants that claim to be authentic or think their food tastes that way, but nothing compares to Mama's Tamale Shop. Enjoy artistically prepared tamales, empanadas, and street tacos with your choice of meats and salsas that are prepared fresh to order. Not sure what to order? Mama's will always give you a sample. Relax and enjoy great food and try one of the fresh waters or jarritos on the patio. Authentic Mexican food. Come hungry, leave satisfied. Mama's Tamale Shop, 9th in Louisiana.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 1017 K269GP Lawrence. Depend on it. Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
With Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson. Joel Becker producing our video action for us here today. Gardner, the #1 team in the state, leading Lawrence High 35-6 as we enter the 4th quarter. A game that was 21-0 at halftime, but certainly a game that Lawrence felt like could have been a little bit closer at the break after they were stopped twice without points inside the 10. So on one hand, Gardner has been dominant and shown why they're #1. On the other hand, Lawrence probably could have this one a little bit closer. And they'll have a 3rd down and 10 at the midfield mark, right at the middle of the Chesty Lion logo here at Lawrence High School. And 2 receivers took off early.
I don't know. If I groan, it's a bad thing for the Lions, and that's exactly what that was. That's 2 guys. Now, they took off fast.
You usually don't see 2 receivers jump
early.
No,
but you got to think that that was going to be a long ball. That was going to be a home run ball.
They were ready to go.
2 wide receivers taking off down the field, but not to be. Back them up 5 yards. That'll be 3rd down and 15. They're now back in their own territory on the 45-yard line.
Yep, 3rd and 15 for the Lions. Bowen drops back, steps into the pocket, throws in the middle. Too high for Mosman or too low for Becker. They're kind of layered on each other. All kind of between the two. Not sure which one it was intended for. It's 4th down and 15.
And just a lot of coverage. I mean, the coverage was all over the place. If the Lions were going to be successful on that play, it needed to be exactly what it was, just a quick hitter, and then he would have needed to make up some yards. But here we go, 4th and 15, and it looks like we will go for it.
But first, a timeout.
Timeout on
Gardner. We'll take the timeout. All right, we'll take a 30-second break with them. This is KLWN. Depend on it.
Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
11:55 to go. Gardner 35, Lawrence High 6 on KLWN. Of course, we'll have the City Showdown next week. That'll be here on KLWN and our video stream on KLWN.com between the Firebirds and the Lions. So that should be a fun one. It'll be a 4th down and 15 for LHS out of the Gardner timeout. Bowen out of the gun, takes a low snap, pressure around the right, steps into the pocket, good time, throws over the middle, and nobody there. There are 2 flags that come out at the near sideline, though. This was not where the ball was going, but I wonder if there's going to be a hold on Gardner corner Eli Porter.
Yeah, and I was not even watching that side of the field, and your call of the flag alerted me, and where that ball went, no one was there. So.
And it's actually going to be.
It is going to be against.
Personal foul. Well.
So, either way, Lawrence High is going to get a first down out of this deal.
Maybe not. The official signaled 4th down, but if it's 15 yards, it was 4th and 15, so that should be enough. Well, they only gave him 10 yards on the personal foul.
Holding.
Maybe it was a hold.
It was a hold.
Okay.
It's a holding, not a personal foul.
I heard
so
personal foul.
It was holding
downfield,
probably against Jackson Becker. So 4th down and 5, a lot better position. Now clearly in Gardner-Edgerton territory at the 45.
And obviously that a high school rule is in the NFL, automatic first down, but high school level, they just give them the yards. So 4th down and 5 to the Gardner 45-yard line. They've got to get up to the 40 as Bowen stays in. Subbing into the game, they've got Joseph Lucas, a 5'8 sophomore. At first, almost a delay of game, and Lawrence is going to have to call a timeout. So 11:48 to go. We'll keep it right here. Lawrence will have 1 timeout left. Gardner with 2. The Trailblazers leading 35-6. Well, this Gardner defense hasn't allowed more than 21 points in their last 10 games. The last time to do it was Olathe South, who actually beat Gardner 37-36 in Week 8 of 2022. After that game, Gardner wins their next 4 games going to the state championship game before losing by a point to Manhattan. And they brought back so much talent to this year's team, added some transfers and some other good players, and they've been the belle of the ball so far in 6A football. And as much as last week's win, 21-14 over North, sticks out, it's the week before for them, 49-10 at Mill Valley, who, I don't know as much about Mill Valley this year, but Mill Valley has been the best team in 5A over the last, handful of years. So clearly this Gardner team, very solid. It's 4th and 5 for Lawrence High. Slightly to the left, sort of in the middle of the field, not quite to the hash. And Bowen out of the gun. Will drop back, pressure on the left, throws over the middle. It's caught by Jackson Becker. Becker to the 30, falls forward to the 25.
Nice pickup again by Becker. Great job. 20 yards on the play.
But there is a flag. See what it is. Becker officially would pick up about 20 yards. Add to a nice day for the sophomore. That connection's only going to grow stronger and stronger. Bowen, a junior.
The referees.
It's going to be a roughing the passer.
Oh, wow.
And that's going to add some more yardage.
How about that? So 20-yard pickup by Jackson Becker, which was exactly what we had seen in the first quarter. Just a quick hitter right up the middle, and then Jackson's able to use his speed to get up the field. Just a great overall play, and you just think, man, can we do that every time?
Well, Becker's been the third target throughout the season, but tonight he's been by far the leading target. And again, just a sophomore, so he's going to get better and better each and every week.
80 yards receiving for Becker.
Nice game for him. 1st and 10 for the Lions from about the 12.5. Give up the middle, goes to Edwards. Hit behind the line like a rocket coming through the defense. Caleb Dewey, and it's a loss on 1st down.
And that has been kind of the prescription for the Lions tonight. Many times they have started the 2nd down and beyond the 10-yard line, or 2nd down greater than 10.
It's 2nd down from the 14 now for Gardner. They've got to get up to the 3-yard line. So far they are 1 for 3 in the red zone, 2 times stopped, 1 time getting a touchdown, which was their most recent drive. Bowen takes the shotgun snap, throws a fade route, high ball to the right. Jackson Becker jumps, just can't haul it in.
And no flag on the field, and there was just looked like a ton of contact, and I think the referee probably made the right call on that because it was incidental, but it was a great thrown ball, just very well defended.
Yeah, Eli Porter on the coverage. It was physical coverage, but I think you're right. I think it was a clean coverage too, and able to knock it away incomplete. So it's 3rd down and long for the Lions. Again, that's what makes this Gardner defense so tough. They're big, they're physical, but those corners, and 3 of their 4 defensive backs earned some sort of All-Sunflower League picks from a season ago. So you've had experience back there. You can put a lot of guys on man-to-man, and they've been pretty studly so far this season. Pistol set for the Lions. Bowen will play fake, roll out to the right, looking to the corner of the end zone from the near side, and just has to throw it out of bounds. And it's 4th down.
And again, so we've got 4 defenders against 3, and Bowen being tracked down by 2 defenders. Just no chance to make a play.
So another 4th down. They already converted one. Obviously a penalty helped them. They were going to have 4th and 15, and then they ended up getting the holding to make it 4th and 5 before they converted on the last have to have it down.
But a time-consuming drive on this.
And at the very least, they've kind of flipped the field here. Bowen, they're trying to figure out the play. The play clock down to 3 seconds. We saw this happen earlier, and now down to 1. Bowen doesn't know the play, and they're going to have to utilize yet another timeout. This is the 4th time we've seen this happen tonight. No, they're actually just going to take a delay. No, well, I think maybe miscommunication. The official calling a delay. Clint Bowen, the head coach, thinks he called timeout. Maybe not. So it's not going to be a timeout. And that'll back him up 5 yards. Just keeps happening for Lawrence High. That's a 19. They've got to get up to about the 3. It's 4th down and a mile for LHS. Bowen will be out of the gun. He'll take the good snap, pressure from the right, and just kind of underhand throws it away, and then a hit comes in late from Mark Dabiak. They don't call roughing the passer. They are going to discuss if this is intentional grounding. Either way, it's going to be, and they are
flag on the field now.
It's going to be intentional grounding. And either way, it's going to be Gardner football. He didn't get the ball back to the line of scrimmage, and there wasn't anybody in the area. So intentional grounding just going to be declined. Gardner will have the ball with 10:30 to go.
And you would think that the Gardner-Edgerton would now just go ahead and just run this clock out as much as they can. Run, and try to get out of here with no injuries.
And now they are going to take it because it'll just give them better field position. Oh. They'll have the football at the LHS 31-yard line, 10:30 to go, leading 35-6. They still do have the starters out there. Raven Powell, the quarterback. Everybody in tight. Powell will send one in motion. And pitch it going left is Grant Ellis. And
there we go.
He's going to get wrapped up behind the line. Tony Jacobson with the TFL. That was actually Sire Padilla. That's about 2 yards.
But Tony was in on that play. It was, 20 against 20, and Tony able to get through there and make the big stop for loss.
Moves him back to the 29. I'd imagine now for Gardner, going to be more of just a run-first attack. Maybe different if they get to a third down.
But all the starters still in for Lawrence High. I mean, they don't want any more points on the board for Gardner-Edgerton.
Second down and 12. The most points that LHS has given up is tonight with the 35 already. It's going to be give up the middle to Padilla, who has nowhere to go through the middle, about a yard on forward progress. I think Jahir Johnson helped finish him off. I didn't see who made initial contact, though. And now Padilla's limping around for Gardner. And Padilla going to limp off. I mean, you hope he's all right. Certainly, you wonder if Gardner leading by 29 would put the backups in to avoid any more of that. Padilla going to come off, limping around. He's been an excellent player for them. He's team leader in carries, second on the team in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. With 9:25 to go, it'll be a third down and 11 for Gardner as they'll break the huddle here. Now Gardner's season high in points, 58. Prior to this one, the most Lawrence High had given up is 28. In terms of points in regulation, the most they had given up is 24. With a season low of 14. Powell letting the play clock run down to 15, letting it go further as he just looks around, standing up, not even putting his hands to the center. Now he finally does, and he's going to give it up the middle and finding a bit of a crease here. This is Snipe. Able to work up to the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. They pick up on a fullback dive on 3rd down and 11.
And is that his first carry of the evening?
Yes, it is.
So Gardner able to get some more players in there, get some more experience. It does look like a smaller line than we've seen for Gardner-Edgerton.
And Gardner letting the clock run as they get to a 1st and 10 at their 49. LHS had a 3 and out on the first drive since then. Every Gardner drive has resulted in 6. Give up the middle again to Snipe. He's hit back, stays on his feet, works to the left, and spun down inside LHS territory. Get to the 48-yard line. About a 3-yard gain on 1st down to Snipe.
And Free State has won their game at Shawnee Mission North. 9:16 tonight, so this game has gone by pretty quickly as compared to last week. We didn't get out of here till after 10 o'clock, and now looks like we might get out of here before 9:30 as clock is running.
Powell will be under center from the left hash. Send in motion, give again. It's Snipe, 3 straight carries. He just darts around and spins through. Boy, is he shifty. Up to the Lawrence High 42. I mean, that just shows the riches that they have with some of their skill players and backs. Snipe is listed as their 3rd string left back, Nemo Snipe. He's a 5'7" sophomore, and you see how shifty he is. 27 carries, 117, and 2 touchdowns this year, but we hadn't seen him get any carries till the injury to Padilla.
And 160 pounds. I mean, this is a small kid, but what you have said, shifty.
To the Lawrence High 42. 49-6, the final score for the Firebirds winning. And again, Lawrence High, that's a pretty good North team who played close with Olathe North, but Lawrence beat them by 15. But Free State, boy, have they been good so far this season. Pitch goes to the right to Snipe, being chased by Kem Allen. He gets by him, works forward to 35.
Oh,
he is
boy.
hit hard.
Snipe felt that one.
And now a flag comes out at the 35.
And you've got to think that might have been a little trash talking by a Lion. But he was hit hard, and I did not get the Lion who was able to put him down. Still no call.
This is actually going to be on Gardner.
Wow, it's going against Gardner-Edgerton. So somebody said something again on their side, because this was absolutely had to be after the.
That's what, third or fourth personal foul on Gardner today?
I think it's their fourth.
Well, that's something as a player you'd imagine if you're the Gardner coaching staff. There might be some extra running going on at practice this week. Might not be as fun for the players after that.
Yeah, personal foul. So
it should be a first down because they picked up the first down and then it was after the play. So it will be 1st and 10 from the 50 with 6:43 to go.
And that just gives them more time to run off the clock. I would not be surprised if Lawrence High has seen their last offensive play.
Powell coming back out. 82 rushing yards per game, 140 in the air for him. Sends a man in motion, and the pitch will go out to the left. This is Padilla back in the game, finds a hole to the left side, and he's going to be brought down inside the 30.
So you got to think that Padilla had a cramp as well.
Yeah, more than fine there. 22-yard run on his return.
And clock is running, so we'll be under 6 minutes here. Probably about 5:30 when they start this next play. Lawrence High trailing 35-6. Gardner-Edgerton with the ball in the huge lead on the Lawrence High 28-yard line.
And it'll be Powell. Powell just a junior, 6'4", got a lot of playing time last year as a sophomore. He's going to give on the counter play up the middle, and not much room for the fullback, but still a couple yards. Again, that was Padilla.
And Cam Clark getting a lot of playing time tonight for the Lions. Cam actually started for the Lions late. Didn't get to camp till late. Has just made his first, I believe tonight is his first actual playing time. With a lot of injured Lions, it gives him an opportunity to get on the field.
So far this series is 2-2, so once this thing goes final, Gardner will take the all-time lead in the series 3-2. Of course, Gardner was in the Eastern Kansas League for a while and not quite in 6A, but now they've joined the Sunflower League, so this is a more regular appearance. Padilla, the pitch out to the right, turns up, and he's knocked down just inside the 25 as flag comes in.
And injured Blazer on that play, hobbling off the field. One of the linemen
is Mason Matlock.
And it does look like it's going to go against Gardner-Edgerton.
Well, that is one thing. They've done pretty much everything super well tonight, but the one thing they're going to probably harp on is maybe too many penalties. They're going to get called for a hold, and that'll back them up 10. 4:42.
And that's kind of what you had expected, you would have expected where the flag came from and how it was thrown. However, just a questionable. Why would you hold on that? Why? I mean, I just don't get it. You're running, you're making positive yardage, and the flag came in very late. He had already crossed the line of scrimmage, but regardless, we'll take it, and that'll probably just extend the game.
Second down for Gardner from the 36. Pitch goes to the left, almost fumbled, but picked up in the end, and making the run is a Darius Williams, who comes in here for his first touch of the football. He gets to the Lawrence 26-yard line.
And Tony able to make that stop, put him out of bounds. That's going to stop the clock at 4:18 left to go in this game.
It's about 3rd down and 8. Well, Gardner's scored at least 30 points now in all 5 of their meetings all time with Lawrence, and Lawrence jumped offside. That continues to be an issue for the Lions against these option teams. And it'll make it 3rd down and short from the 21. They've got to get to the about 18-yard line. But Gardner in their 2 wins over Lawrence, only giving up 10 points per game. Giving up 34.5 in the losses. The 2 games they've lost to Lawrence came by a combined 3 points. The 2 wins by a combined 48. And they're trending back toward that here tonight. 3rd down and 3. Clock dipping under 4 minutes to go. Powell has Padilla as his fullback behind him. Ellis is the left back. And it'll be give to Padilla, the fullback. Be real close to the first down. I think maybe just a hair short.
And not, coming into this game, you really thought that Lions, it was going to certainly be a battle. You knew they would battle no matter what the outcome or how the game was going. Just had hoped that it would be not a game like this has turned out to be.
4th down and 1. Gardner keeps the offense on the field. 3:10 to go. Powell. Under center. And he's going to give it to Padilla again. He falls forward for the first down and up to about the 15-yard line. That'll move the chains. They can nearly run it out. They just need one more first down.
Just under 3 minutes to play now. Clock moving. And let's see if they'll definitely take the play clock all the way down as they have been this entire drive. There's not been one snap that they've gone under 5 seconds.
No, they're bleeding this thing out.
Right, so.
Well, the first meeting between these two was back in 2012. That was actually the first round of the playoffs, and Lawrence won a tight one, 34-32. Give will be up the middle to Padilla, and he'll charge forward to about the 10 or 11-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Take it down to about a minute and a half. So,
of course, Lawrence High would love to play Gardner again in the playoffs because that would mean it'd have to be in the state championship with the 2 teams on opposite ends.
Yes. Are you going back to your reference from Rock Chalk Sports Talk a few days ago?
Yes.
Talking about KU would love to play Texas.
That's right.
2 more times.
Yeah.
That
would
would
happen if they played in the playoff, which means they'd be in the playoff.
That's right.
Be a great thing, right? Be a great thing if they were in the state title. All right, here is Powell underneath the center here. 1:40 to go. 2nd down. Coming in motion from left to right as Ellis give up the middle again. It's Padilla, and he's going to be swarmed at the line of scrimmage.
And make him pay.
I think Josh Galbraith.
Yep, Josh Galbraith in there, and we haven't talked about Josh. So you think that maybe Gardner-Edgerton kind of targeted him to try to keep him away from wherever the play was going. He and Devin Foster, who are big-time impact players, that's going to keep the clock going. They're going to take it. This is going to take it under a minute, probably about 1:40. So, and we'll see here, 3rd down and 5.
Well, if they run enough time off this clock, then they could maybe make it the last play. Just depends when they snap it here. Under a minute to go. I don't know how the math worked out on this because they had 2:40 when they had the first down. I guess that wasn't taken into account, the clock running. Here's going to be a pitch running to the right. Padilla, and he's going to slide, and he's going to get hit late, too.
Well, hopefully they don't call no flags.
Yeah, I don't think it was on. I think it was kind of incidental. He was kind of diving at him, and then he slid down unexpectedly because you don't normally see that.
That's going to be the ball game right there.
Yes, so that'll do it. Gardner flexes their muscles, shows why they're number 1 in the state. They win it 35-6 over Lawrence High. Chesty Lions will look to regroup. Next week is the City Showdown. LHS drops to 4-2 on the year, 4-2 in Sunflower League. Gardner improves to 6-0 on the season and in Sunflower League as well. 35-6 the final score. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back for our post-game report brought to you by Mama's Tamale Shop on KLWN. Depend on it.
And just like that, it all comes down to this. 4th and goal. Matt, take yourself inside the huddle. What play are you calling?
I'm saying, let's go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's the biggest play of the game.
No better time than that. There's no better spot to watch football than 23rd Street Brewery. We've got the Lions, the Firebirds, of course the Jayhawks, and all the NFL action.
Well, we better get out of here fast to catch the ending of the game. Dibs on the Haney Turkey Stack.
That's the 23rd Street Brewery, corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Gardner 35, Lawrence High 6, and obviously not the result Lawrence High wanted. Still, you're playing the best team in the state. I think there are some positive things you can take away from this game. As with Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson. Our post-game report brought to you by Mama's Tamale Shop. Authentically made empanadas, street tacos, and more. Try the fresh waters and the house-made salsas with Mama's Tamale Shop on 9th Street. And come by for High School Sports Weekly with our next show this upcoming Thursday at 6 o'clock on KLWN. So, Matt, I guess biggest positive from the game, I know there's not a lot to look forward to in a game like this, but you're still, when you factor in the opponent you're playing, obviously this could have been a closer game. 3 times stopped inside the 15-yard line. You score maybe 2 touchdowns there. It's a 2-score game. Who knows? What, I guess, was your biggest positive, and who's your player of the game here for Lawrence?
Well, I think the biggest positive is really how good we looked at times. Because we really showed some good things, and for us to stop them on the first series, to me, in my mind, that was huge. It's like when that happened, I was like, all right, game on, boys, let's go. And that showed that we were in it. That showed that we were ready, and we were ready to go for this team, and that Coach had them well prepared. And so that was very, very positive to me. And then, the player of the game, it's really hands down, it's Jackson Becker.
Yeah.
Right? Four catches, 80 yards, is that right?
Yeah, he heard Joel Becker was going to be producing the game. He's like, I got to show out, and he did.
And Connor Becker from the Journal World, those 3 guys all getting together and conspiring to become player of the game. I think Joel would probably call himself the player of the game, but we can't do that, so we'll give it to Jackson Becker.
Yeah, excellent game.
But man, great, and not all the same play. It was very similar. Get wide open for short yardage, and then get a lot of yards after the catch. Did Jackson Becker, and he was very, very effective in that. But he also made a great catch in tight coverage, and so that was a very, very important first down play. Actually, every one of his catches was for a first down. So Jackson Becker, very, very effective. Nice game for him tonight. And again, the worst part about that is I'm going to have to listen to his dad about it, which he kind of caught me at the halftime when it was Jackson Becker's dad right outside the window. It's like, yeah, he was kind of pumping his chest like he was the one doing it. No, it wasn't him. It was your son out on the field, not you, Dad. So I'm going to have to hear it from him later on, and that's okay. But Jackson, really nice night, and hats off to him. But again, Banks had to make the throws, and Banks did make the throws, and Banks is growing up as a quarterback before our eyes, and I think that Banks is going to have a really great future playing football. If he wants to play football on the next level, he certainly can, and but he's still got a lot of way to go this year, and then next year we'll see him as a senior. So, but man, let's get healthy, and it is officially Free State Week. So
that's right.
There's a lot to play for, a lot to get ready for, and let's just go beat the Firebirds.
All right, well, we'll have that game. Free State at 6-0 after a win tonight. Lawrence High at 4-2. Should be a fun one for the City Showdown. That'll be next Friday at 7 o'clock right here on KLWN and our video feed with KLWN.com. Thanks to Joel Becker producing. Thank you to David Ward back in studio. For Matt Llewellyn, I'm Derek Johnson. Lawrence High falls 35-6 to Gardner-Edgerton. Tomorrow we're going to have your KU football action for you. Kickoff at 3 o'clock. Crimson and Blue show coverage at 1:30. And we'll have our live KU tailgating show at Big Mill tomorrow from 12:30 to 1:30 with the KISS crew there, 12:30 to 2:30, giving away all sorts of free stuff like T-shirts and plenty more. So make sure to stop by Big Mill tomorrow before the KU game and tune into that on tomorrow's show. Thank you all to listening. Have a great rest of your Friday night, and see you tomorrow on KLWN. Depend on it.
Truity Credit Union is a proud supporter of the Lawrence High Lions and all Lawrence public schools. We've donated over $61,000 to support our schools and teachers. Get your Chesty Lions Spirit debit card today. Each purchase you make with the card raises money for our schools. You swipe, we give. Visit a branch today or online at truitycu.org/spirit card to learn more. Stand up and cheer for your Lawrence Lions with Truity. Truity Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
Rituals. We get up, get dressed, and yes, put our pants on one leg at a time. It's true. People are creatures of habit. Heck, on game days, I bet you can't wait to get off work. Jump in the car, turn on the radio, you listen to the pregame or your favorite sports announcer while picking up your dry cleaning and heading home to watch the game. Just like a ritual or a habit, Scott's Dry Cleaners, family-owned business, has been proud to serve the Lawrence and Topeka area throughout the years. Clothing and cleaning styles may have changed, but their work and service is the same. ScotchCleaners.com.
Fall back in love with your carpets again. Rainbow Restoration, your locally owned and trusted home restoration company for over 20 years, has a limited time offer to make your home ready for the holidays. With Rainbow's advanced carpet cleaning equipment and attention to detail, they will transform the look and feel of your home and improve indoor quality. 2 rooms for $109. This great offer doesn't last long. Must book by Friday the 13th. Call 785-371-2400 or text 785-328-4644 to schedule today.
It's nerve-wracking when your child starts driving. After all, you always hear about those high accident numbers for teens. You want to put your focus into making sure your child is safe and okay. And the last thing you want to deal with is a pesky insurance claim. The law office of Sally Kelsey in Lawrence will put you at ease. Sally Kelsey offers free consultations and has helped people with accidents for over 30 years. Let her help you navigate your claim and seek a fair settlement. That's Sally Kelsey, Kelsey.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.